Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Near Me Condition, a channel where you can be part of a positive, honest community and lay claim to some comic book knowledge. I'm Astonishing Melanie, and
I'm the Uncanny Omar.
This is our last Saturday live stream in our house.
Our current house.
Yes, our current house.
We're not being evicted.
Next week,
we're just
it will
moving.
Be our new house.
Yes, so we're very excited, very stressed, very tired, but here we are on a Saturday morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's Saturday afternoon some places, Saturday evening, Sunday. I'm just glad to be here with you all.
So, and thank you guys for smashing the like button.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Justin. It's going to be a good
Justin
video.
Sheldon is a good man.
Alex was the 10th smash. The like button has been thusly smashed into. Hey, Bar. Hi, Brian. That's right. It's the end of an era. Next week we'll have a new background.
Maybe.
Location.
Well,
it'll probably be a blank wall.
It'll be a temporary background for a little bit until we get everything moved in. So,
yeah. Hey, favorites with the exclamation mark. Favorites. What happens if we only like one host? I don't know.
I'm okay with that.
Then just don't smash the like button.
What's up, Sebastian?
Hi, Neil. Where's everybody from? Robert's from Phoenix.
What's
Snowy,
up, Phoenix?
I'm going to say Massachusetts. Snowy Mass.
Could be Massatucket.
Massatucket.
Yeah, Massatucket. What's up, Joe Cool? I love Joe Cool. I used to have a Joe Cool skateboard. My wife and I were just talking about our skateboards.
I had a Bart Simpson skateboard that I had used Joe 3 Cool times skateboard. And then I quit.
Everybody knew it was Snoopy, though. So it wasn't that cool.
Not in the cartoon, they didn't know, right?
Hi from France. Pray for the Ukraine people. Yes, our thoughts and prayers with
you for
everyone, and thank you for mentioning that. That is, well, let's talk about comics. To forget about, I need to go to Andrew for a little bit. Okay. I do need to mention one thing when speaking about talking about comics. One of my viewers, Dalmo. Hey, Andrew. Yes, okay. Reached out to me and was saying, "Hey, Omar, it was some bad news though." He was talking about a gentleman named Alessandro Garcia from Brazil, who was caught up. He has a channel called the Ministerio dos Quadrinhos, and it translates to Minister of Comics in Brazil. It's a channel like my channel. It's a channel that he talks about collected editions. He talks about Scrooge. He talks about the same things I talk about. And he was caught up in this monsoon, and he lost his wife and his baby daughter, and they're still looking for his son, and they're still looking for his in-laws, and a lot of people. This affected everybody. A lot of people in Rio de Janeiro. So I think when we're talking about the Ukraine and to me, first of all, my thoughts and prayers to him. My God. I can't imagine. It's we're here announcing that we're getting a new house, and it doesn't seem like there's this fair balance in the world. Like, we have happy things happening, and meanwhile, this man that is doing the same thing that I do in another country has lost everything, and it just doesn't seem fair. So I always go back to my buddy Chris that says, that there's a lot of unfairness in the world. There's a lot of sadness. The world is full of just negativity. So it's our job to make people forget for a while and entertain them. So that's what we're here to do. Talk about comic books. The delays, even if that entertains you for a while, to get away from all the garbage that goes on in the real world. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Watching from New Jersey. Hope the move goes well. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you all for asking about the move. So
yeah,
we closed yesterday, and over the next few days we'll be moving in.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting next few days, that's for sure. Omar, happy for George Perez, Kurt Busiek Omni reprint. You made my week, bro. Yeah, they're not done, brother. I was just telling Melanie, I've got part of the move is also like making sure I have videos, like making sure I have enough content so my voice isn't missed, maybe. But I'm happy to be a part of that. So I have a total of 6 announcement videos and working on one more, the final one for December, and that will be all, unless they surprise us with something, unless things get shifted. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, was it last week? The delays have also affected the future Omnis, and some of them had to slip into 2023. One of them, I'm like, oh no, this actually works in 2023. But that's all I will say about that. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother?
Sold, packed, and shipped off his entire 3,600 single
You
issue
shipped
collection. I kept a few to slab and for nostalgia, though it was sad packing them up. It was time.
It was time. Yeah, man. I was there. I remember, and I'm like you, brother. If I pick and choose, like I remember somebody wanting my New Mutants 98 and 87. This is a couple years ago when we had like a geek yard sale, and I was like, nope, you got to take it all. Because if I keep 87 and 98, I'm going to go try to find the other. Or I'm sorry, if I keep everything but 97 and 87, 98, 87, sorry. Numbers not working with me this morning. I'm going to go back and find the rest of those issues. So, no.
Sandra's saying it's almost time for both of you, your birthday.
Our 34th, baby. That's
yeah.
right. Sandra, it's good to see you. How have you been? Manuel Harper, what's up, hermano? ¿Cómo estás? Congratulations, comic fan, for moving. Yeah, well, we ain't moving yet. So congratulations when we get there.
We are in the process. What are you talking about?
We're in the process. I haven't heard of what are we talking about in a while, so that's why I wanted to say that.
Yeah. Cody's asking if you've seen the Captain Marvel announcement.
I've been really quiet about that, but there's a reason why I've been quiet, because I'm trying to push for something. In case David's watching, of the classic Captain Marvel. I don't think that was loud enough. That wasn't loud enough. Omnibus of the classic Captain Marvel by Peter David. Like I know people want, like, we're getting a Kelly Sue DeConnick Omnibus, and I know people want the classic, Marvel. But for me, man, I want Genisville. That's what I want. Omnibus. Oh, that would be phenomenal. Especially since we got like hardly any of it collected in there. Throw in some of the legacy issues with this, like with well, no, that was Extreme, right, Adam X?
Nope. Will you re-announce the Hick Vengers, or are they still coming in December?
Hick Vengers is still coming in December. Hick Vengers is still coming in December. Okay.
Did you see Steve
Scrooge?
Scrooge is doing a Hulk team up with a comic called Clobber in Time.
No, I didn't, but I love Steve Scrooge. Big fan of his since his X-Man days. I love his artwork. And honestly, he's a guy that just kind of left comics for a while. So we saw him do X-Men for a while. He did Spider-Man, did a couple of little independent stuff, and then went on to storyboarding for The Matrix, like this big movie called The Matrix. And then he came back to comics. He did We Stand on Guard with Brian K. Vaughan. And every once in a while, he'll come back and do stuff. So I'm very happy for that. Okay, everyone, please buy 22 copies of the X-Men Adventures Omnibus. David Gabriel will never give me those Mark Grunwald Captain America. Is that the way it works, new Spooey channel?
The last show before the move? Yep.
Yes, my brother, it is. It is. What's up, Graham? How you doing, my dude?
Just pop in and say hi. I want to know if I pre-order from CGN, will I get the book the day it comes out?
No, they're not Amazon. And I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm just saying, no, Amazon has really set the bar on pre-ordering and then getting it the day of. It will come whenever they start shipping out that week's orders. I assume that's the way it's working.
Yeah, Bar's excited about Zdarsky writing
Batman.
Dude,
right? Where that, like, he wrote Daredevil and now writing Batman. My man, he is just all over the place. Good for him.
Thank you for the super chat, the super sticker, Blue
Thank you.
Let us know if you had like text to go along with that.
Absolutely.
Are you guys looking forward to Doctor Strange?
Yeah, man. Amanda and I will be reviewing it. Amanda and I are reviewing Batman next Friday. So excited for that. We're back to part of escaping from the reality of the world is going to see these movies in the theater to me, right? Even they don't have to be packed. I can be 6 feet away from people. I'm just excited to go back to the theater.
So here's what Blue Jose is saying. Recommendation, Ballad for Sophie by Melo. Promise you will love the story and art. I'll put these on it.
Hey.
Yes, good morning.
So I think I had that written down somewhere, but I promise I will write it down.
Chipperoonie.
Yeah. I'm sure.
What about Batman and Red Batman?
Is that what we're calling him?
Mark.
Yeah, one lost his parents, the other lost his eyesight. Ouch. Both are.
Oh, I get it. Rough. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty rough.
You're welcome, Graham. Michael's saying, hi, Omni. If Avengers The Crossing would be collected in epics, would it be in an Avengers epic, an Iron Man epic, and a possible Force Works complete collection?
All of the above. They like to do, they like to not leave everything out of the epic collections. So we've seen that before in like Executioner Song being collected in New Mutants. So I'm pretty sure all of them will have those. Particularly Iron Man. You need it for Iron Man. I'm pretty sure Iron Man will have like the Crossing, not the Gathering. I'm sorry. What was that called? Time Slide. Time Slide. Yeah, that's where it wraps up. Because I mean, that something important happens to him, right? That's where we get the Teen Tony Stark. Oh, Timmy Ray, I'm so sorry, brother. My dad had it. My dad had it, dude, and he's doing a little bit better. So hang in there, hang strong, man.
Mr. Awesome. Glad you enjoyed Spider-Man Life
so
Story. It is really good. And what's up, BJ Kicks? Thanks for the super chat. Y'all check out his channel. What's good, Omni? Hope all is well with you guys.
Thanks, brother. This man has a great voice. He's a good voice. Like, opens up. He does unboxings and overviews of books that he's picking up. He does single issues too. Super good. Super nice family man too.
Mega Shrimpster free story idea. You can have Batman Blue and Batman Red. It could be like
like
Pokemon.
Superman.
How much of your collection is going with you? All of it.
I have given away a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, I do have an announcement to make. The winner of the Elvira and a bunch of trade paperbacks is Noir Wolf. So congratulations. Mm-hmm. We did a random number generator.
You did it just right before coming down.
And I did it right before we came down here. So
congratulations.
Congratulations. I messaged him.
The person message. Okay.
So if he doesn't email me within, I don't know, I'll give him 48, 72 hours. I'm assuming he watches all the live streams. I will do another random number generator and give it to the next person.
So I said all of our collection. You're like, I gave a lot away. So what's the answer?
I did. Most. 98% of the collection.
Okay. Omar, thoughts on the Manhunter stories from Detective Comics by Goodwin and Simonson?
Great.
I just got the deluxe edition, but I've never read them.
As much as I love those stories, if you've never read the Mark Andreyko stories with Kate as Manhunter, those are better. But Walter Simonson's artwork and Archie Goodwin writing, Manhunter, are solid stories. It's not very long.
New Spooky Channel saying, what if we did a final clip of the video to show the empty room? That's a good
It's crazy. We've been here. This basement has been here. It's been my basement for 16 years. Just adding all this stuff, all these books, moving statues, selling toys, buying toys, video. It's just crazy how much you accumulate over time. And yeah, now it's going to a new place.
So Dean's saying you said 6 more announcements on the way to wrap up 2022?
I believe so. I'll look really quick. What's up, Tommy Vo? How have you been, my brother? First line of the fence out there.
School and work has been keeping
I know busy. You've been a busy man. You ain't been asking me questions. Used to be like every other day we talk, but
the Daniel Force gets its own epic.
Force Works. Probably one day, man, and I'll feel old.
You can give away Daniel Way.
I was gonna say people really.
A couple of people earlier were asking about the background.
I'm gonna put that.
Is Wolverine Daniel Way gonna be right there?
It is not.
Oh man. Hi, how are you doing? Hey Omar, I noticed you have done an overview on Avengers by Hickman Omnibus. I'm a big fan of Opeña, Kubert, Epting, and
Deodato.
I guess I won't be disappointed with the story.
No, it's good, man. It's good. I mean, my favorite thing that he ever did was Fantastic Four for Marvel, but it's solid. Although I do strongly suggest getting the Avengers World. That adds a little bit to it because there's some confusing parts that happen. There's a little bit of a time skip that kind of confused me, and somebody later told me, "Oh, there's an Avengers World that you need to read," and I missed those editor notes in comics. You must go read Avengers World to find out how this happened to Cannonball. I don't know why I brought up Cannonball. That's not a spoiler.
Do you think DC will ever make epics, or are they a lost cause?
They tried. They were doing a couple of Bronze Age books, and then they dropped them. So I don't know if it's a lost cause. They might just need, I don't know. I don't like to speak negative, but what they really need is a reshuffle of the collected editions department. An actual collected editions department instead of having editors and other people that are working on single issue books also focus on that.
Okay, so the question
Force Works.
Yes,
that's what I thought.
Let's see. Are you going to change the layout of your shelves since you're moving?
Yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna head over there with my buddy Andrew later this afternoon after we do a little furniture shopping, and yeah, just look at the lighting, what better lighting I could get, where to put my desk, what kind of books I want in the background. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, right? It's like starting over. Like if you're an artist, it's like coming onto a clean canvas. Like you have all this to paint, and you get to fill it up. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks for the super chat, Thomas. Hey, Mel and Omar, what is going on with Midnight Mission Volume 1? It was supposed to be out by now, but I've heard March 3rd for the UK release.
Really? Well, I think UK still gets their books through Diamond, right? Like Diamond UK. So that's probably part of the delay. So I hope you get it. It's a solid book. You liked it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I reviewed it.
Oh, Atit saying don't miss the super chat.
I think that was.
Yeah. Was that it? Atit, let me know if we missed it, brother.
Yeah, Andrew the camera guy.
Andrew the camera guy. What's up, Aaron, my buddy? This a big shout out to Aaron for helping me. I mean, it was a lifesaver, man. He's helped me with the upcoming collected editions. He did the Marvel and DC stuff, and the day I was editing, he was like, "Oh man, you're gonna." So I had to take out some stuff. He was like, "All these books have been moved," and I figured that's what was gonna happen the last week. But unfortunately, like I already filmed that because we're in the process of moving. I did the top 10 already. My top 10, one of them is definitely not coming until April. But that's what happens. Thank you, brother.
Omni's in the back. You finally could put the Omnis.
I could put the Omnis in the bag, yeah.
Thanks for the super chat, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Are you excited? Shout Factory has the rights to Alf.
That's a question for you.
Plans to include rebooting the show, reruns, and releases of other platforms. Can add Alf Omni be in the cards?
I wonder. Here's what I wonder, right? Like nobody's talked about Alf for a long time, and I wonder if like
unless you're on this channel.
Hold on. Well, that was the thing. Like I wonder if a guy that works for Shout Factory, he's a new kid that just got this internship, and he watched the show one Saturday, going, "Guys, I've got a gold mine for you all. There's this show called Alf from the 80s. And old people are apparently talking about it on this channel."
Old people?
Yeah, this is an intern, right? Working at Shout. And the guys at Shout are like, "Yeah, man, let's give it a shot. Let's buy the rights to Alf." And
Shout Factory
there goes his career. Yeah, they did reboot. There for a while, they had like Transformers, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe. So they've done a lot of stuff. Omar, where'd you get your shirt from? I think this is just a classic
like a
Target or
Walmart.
Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Like
nothing
that.
fancy.
Somebody saying earlier it makes this person want to play.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm excited just hearing you talk about moving to a new place. Congrats.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. It is exciting. And, also a lot of work, but worth it. If you're an artist, like a clean, so bunch of fear and cruising, yes. But look, like when you're done with it, you're like, I did this. Just like starting a fire, right? Man, make fire. Oh, well, like a dorky version of that. Alf is coming.
In pog form. Alf will probably be CG. It is. Issue. 49.
Issue. Computer graphics?
Oh, what was I thinking? I was thinking graded.
Look at you trying
CG,
to be
comics graded. Or
all
so that's
in the know.
What about your thoughts on Doctor Strange by Aaron?
It's a good jumping on point. It's a really good jumping on point. Seriously. Okay. I think it modernizes a lot, reintroduces a lot of the old characters that we hadn't seen for a long time, like some characters from Roy Thomas's run, some characters from Englehart's run, but you don't need to know any of that because you jump in and it's all fresh. And your opinions is not just Uncle Omar and Gmail, just because comic fame community. Do you think they will ever do a Marvel versus DC omnibus or animated series? Not for a long time, right? But I hope one day. The people that are in charge of letting the projects go come together and realize, let's do it for the fans, right? And obviously the money, because the money's going to be there, and there's no way that doesn't sell. Omar, make fire.
There's a NECA Alf toy.
Yes, there is. I do not want to tell you why, Chris Davidson. I don't want my wife spending $50 on a stupid Alf toy.
Alf stands for Alien Life Form.
Thank you, Super Laugh Hard, for bringing more.
Linton, my friend has let me borrow some floppies of Batman Rebirth. I'm so excited to read them.
They're good. They're so good. Tom King's run. If you've never read Batman, it's a great jumping on point. I would say for me, it had its ups and downs, but they're good. If you're a brand new reader to Batman.
Hamza's saying that Disney will eventually own DC. If that happens, then, there
you
go.
Marvel versus Marvel.
Was The Incredible Hulk by Lee and Kirby Volume 1 on yesterday's March release video? Did I miss it?
Yes, it was.
So, Craig, it is the last week for Wolverine's Daniel Way. We do a lot of advertising for it, so actually it's good that we're to be right in the middle between us.
I hate that series.
I like the cover.
Oh, that's because it's Joe Quesada. Steve Dillon did the internal artwork. Studying for my test, coming to say hi. Man, thank you.
Good luck.
Disney cannot legally purchase DC, but what if they purchase the DC lawyers? Then they can legally do whatever they want to.
Mr. Awesome. Actually, Gordon Shumway is his name, not Alf. Right.
Wow, he actually do. Pushed up his glasses and everything.
But they don't call him Gordon.
Oh, what is wrong with Daniel Way's Wolverine? Nothing. If you love it, that's all that matters.
No, in your opinion.
Oh, in my opinion. Oh, man, it was...
No, is that Wolverine pooping in a swamp? No, it's an awesome cover.
My biggest issue with Wolverine Daniel Way's run is that we were led to believe that Origins was going to be the story of Wolverine as he came to be. Something happens in the pages of, I don't want to spoil this. Dang it, that is a little bit of a spoiler now. How do I talk about this? We were led to believe that these were previous like stories in the past. We had a Wolverine series and we had an Origin series. Origins was supposed to take place in the past, revealing all these events that happened to Logan, that happened to this character that eventually became Wolverine, but that was not to be. Instead, he fought Condoleezza Rice.
That's where it is. It's in that.
Yes, it's in that run. I remember reading. It was like, what? Anyway, if you read it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Have you read Bubble by First Second?
I have not.
I like First Second things, so maybe Wonder Maddie has. Hi, Goosey. Good morning, Melanie, Omar, and fellow mentees. Just popped in to say hello as I'll be busy with my daughter's birthday. 13th today.
Oh, dude, we have a 13-year-old this June. She turns 13.
I was like, no, we don't. Okay, no.
We're going to have a 13. Oh, my gosh.
Everyone's saying just spoil it.
You do want to spoil it. Don't deny your destiny. Logan is a weak character. It's better the less we know.
He's trying to rob you.
I agree. No, I agree with him, though. Like, the less we know about Wolverine, the better. Yeah. We don't need to. Oh,
so look, Josh, he turned around positive.
Yeah. Quit trying to turn around negative. You won the Elvira book, brother. So email me. I just messaged you this morning. So congratulations. Email me and I'll send you a couple of other trades too.
Would you rather have more pre-birth Batman omnis or post-rebirth?
Pre-birth. Yeah, that's not a thing, right? It's quinceañera, I think.
Yeah.
Treseñera.
Thank you for the super chat, Plan628. Looking forward to your Man of Steel Volume 4 review.
Yeah, that's held up somewhere. Oh my gosh, I hope it gets forwarded to our new address. What's up, Big Stu in Orlando?
Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that.
All these books because that one's coming from FedEx, I think. How many votes do we get in the reprint poll? 5 votes. I want a lot. I'm greedy, hence the plasma. 5 votes, my brother. That way everybody has a chance to, wage in their vote. So everybody that has been wanting, hey, when is this or I can't believe this is happening before this, and I'm not done with announcements yet. There's 2 more announcements I need to make, and then we can do the reprint poll. So I'm hoping I get the legal go-ahead, because I think David's already approved it, so all I need is the legal go-ahead. Okay? So very excited to make these last couple of announcements for reprints. And then one of the announcements that I'm making has been a long time coming. I know a lot of people will be happy. My Mild Wolverine take is that he's best as... Okay. No, you misspelled Dazzler. Hey, Omar, do you think...
Thank you for the super chat, Tony. Do you think we'll get a Batman Rebirth Omni? Also reprint of Batman Robin by Tomasi?
Yes, to both. Absolutely. Yes. We've had Rebirth Detective Comics, and it seems like DC tends to focus a lot during the New 52 and Rebirth era, so I don't see that not happening. Absolutely.
Do you think we could ever get JLA Avengers reprinted?
Well, remember the trade paperback is coming back in the print. That's the one that I was talking about. That 7,000 copies are limited, and that was done because they wanted George Perez to see it printed. So I think it's a wonderful thing. It sucks that it's only 7,000, but you got to focus on the positive that that's all they could get done legally, because it's not DC and Marvel that are doing them. Have you decided what X-Men reprint you're adding to? No, I have not. I got a list. For those of you that don't know, every year I try to sneak in an X-Men oversized hardcover in the reprint poll. I've done it with Inferno. I've done it with Fall of the Mutants, and David did the prelude to the Inferno. So this year I need to do another one, and there's a lot, right? Like there's Bishop's Crossing, but then how do you do that? Bishop's Crossing, maybe with the Executioner song, make that into an omnibus. Fatal Attractions, Operation Zero Tolerance. There's all these books, so I'm looking at to see which one's the longest. I may take it to Patreon to let them vote on what to kind of get an idea of like what people want the most. You know, if I had to put one in the poll, I know everybody's going to be like, put them all in there, but that's not really fair, right? Because then it would be the top 20 would be nothing but X-Men titles. Sad but true. It'd be X-Men and Spider-Man, and that's it. And then, you know,
what about Uncanny X-Men Omni Volume 5?
Well, okay. I've already said this, that I think if they were to do it, they're going to do it in 2023. That will be the earliest you're going to see that. That is the 60th anniversary of X-Men. And that's when I would do it. The announcements are definitely coming this week. I've already got approval for 2 of them, waiting for approval for 3 more, and then 1 more. I got to review it.
Have you done a video on the What If into the Multiverse? Publics want to know more.
No, it hasn't come out yet. I believe that one's in August. Supernova. Dude, I just want a Mike Carey omnibus, brother. Like, forget Supernova. Let's get Mike Carey omnibus. That would be great, man. Bishop's Crossing Executioner song is an easy omnibus, right? I think so too.
Oh, Blue wants more Daredevil.
Right, and if I do X-Men, then it'd be like, no Daredevil. Like, Daredevil would be somewhere at the bottom with the Fantastic Four. And oh my gosh, the poor Avengers that never get any love. So yeah, there's a lot that I have to think about and then send over. And then it's not even a sure thing, right? They were just nice enough to go, yeah, we can do an omnibus of that. But we'll see. We'll try to make it happen, okay? We'll try to make it happen. I just want everybody to be happy. Come on, Capcom versus Marvel art book reprint. You know, my contact at Udon, she is super sweet. She actually emailed me back saying, you know, about the manga strikes, saying that she watched that and she's like, I've already talked to our publicist and our head at Capcom and the people in Japan. Nobody, you know, your videos are done well, so you keep doing what you're doing. If you will not have issues with Udon stuff. I will let you know. I will check every time that I send you a book. She is super sweet. That is a good, like, public relations person. And
yeah, because you need reassurance. And,
right.
And
I don't need like, hey man, sorry, I gotta wipe my hands. I get it, right? You're the US publisher. You got to make the license holder happy. I understand it. I'm just a guy on YouTube. But that she went way above what I was expecting. She is a super sweet lady, and I would be happy to. I'll ask her about that, man.
So Reed's saying that JLA Adventures is on pre-order with Reed Comics, and it blew up. As you mentioned, only 7,000 copies available, and told it would be heavily allocated, so worth getting to your comic shops early. It comes out March 16th.
100%. So Reed is in the UK, and he's putting pre-orders in. I know most places online aren't going to do pre-orders because of Diamond allocating them. So, yeah, good luck, everybody. It's a great book, and I'm glad that at least we're getting 7,000.
Thoughts on the 52, The Dark Knight?
No. You're talking about the David Finch book? No. Great artwork. Hey, Omar, ¿cree que cuando...
Oh, Jacob's practicing for his Spanish class at school.
Crea que lo rápido que JLA Vengadores se agota, que verán que hay dinero para hacer y hacer más crossover de Marvel y DC. DC. So I don't think it's a money thing, right? They know the money is there. I think it's a rights thing. I think it's a legal thing. I think legally they can only print so many because, one, you're stopping the printers, right? We've talked about this issue that DC and Marvel do not own printers. And we don't want them to. Because if they own printers, then that means that they are paying for wages and salary of people. And that's going to make your books go up. It's a double-edged sword, right? Yes, you want to bring jobs over to America. Okay. But then we're going to be definitely paying $175 to $200 for an omnibus because jobs are here. But if you offshore them to like China and Canada and Mexico, that's why prices are low or lower than they would be if they're printed here. Because I mean, look at the books that are printed here, $100, right? For like X of Swords and things like that. All right. but it's more of a legal thing, right? So it's not about making money. It's more of a legal, like, this is all legal. We'll let them print for now. Maybe later, it'd be great if we get like a slipcase reprint. That would be awesome. Carrie's X-Men Legacy Omni would be one. What's up, Boogie? Dude, this guy has been following me for years. I love seeing his name pop up. If you ever change your avatar, I'm gonna be so lost. But I remember your name. Unwritten.
Hey, do you think Jacob should get extra credit? How do you do with his Spanish?
Muy bien. Perfecto.
Okay, so show your teacher.
I see. No,
Okay, well, it doesn't matter because you tried.
What was it that he used? JLA. No es JLA. Unwritten too. If
it's the title. Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding.
Rodimus Prime Rib. We gave away all the books. That's what you missed.
What?
So.
No, we did not.
Do you think that since there was a $20.99 Omni announcement, the reality of them finishing off the smaller original $20.99 trades are over with? I think we only need one more, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes they throw people. I hate using the term throwing a bone, but that's what happens. Sales go down the more future volumes come out, right? But then sometimes companies throw us a bone. They're like, yeah, we'll finish it out. So maybe they will. And we still need to finish out that, Spider-Man Big Time? I think that needs to happen. In complete collection. There's one more volume of Spider-Man.
Chris, because of the mood? Because of the mood, I have my Edward Gorey strips. Well, they're not necessarily comic strips. Edward Gorey collection. I've been reading that a couple of nights this week. And I really like it. And I get confused sometimes. I love his use of language, but then there are these words. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I'm trying to use context clues, and I still don't know what it is.
Mario,
I wouldn't mind getting 20 X-Men Omnis in a year.
You're talking to a guy named the Uncanny Omar. I hear you, but I'm just, it's not fair for the people that also want other books collected, right? There's not everybody's an X-Men guy. They all should be, though.
Spider-Man Worldwide didn't finish in OHC. I think that's what you're...
No. I was actually referring to a complete collection, but that's also true. It did not. It was missing the Venom. Is it Venom Incorporated arc? We need some Punisher reprints. We need some Punisher Omnis. I'd love to see more of the Back to War follow-up, like the classic stuff, like War Journal. Oh, man, I want to see, like, the classic, like, Chuck Dixon, Carl Potts, that era with Jim Lee, Will Spertasio on artwork. That was my Punisher growing up.
Is the Star Wars The Old Republic Omni still in print?
What went out of... I know Afra went out of print last month. I want to say the standard edition of that one is still everybody's an X-Men guy. Right? No, there are people that hate X-Men. I think the standard edition of High Republic is still in print. Or Old Republic, I'm sorry. Venom Incorporated, that was it. Any Squirrel Girls in there?
Okay, you got to do your voice. Yesterday, oh my gosh, all day.
You can't say why though.
No.
Oh, so we were packing, and we packed up one of the girls' books, and it was like those little buttons you push, like sound books. I don't know what's the term for those. Anyway, it was a Squirrel Girl book somebody gave one of my daughters, and as a kid, I remember hitting that stupid.
No, as when Lydia was younger.
When she was a baby, like I would read it to her. And it was the soundbite was, I'm the unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
And he kept saying it over and over. And he was like, it was so annoying.
I hated that character before I even read her book. But I know people love her. I don't know. No Squirrel Girl.
BLO 83, Blow 83, little late today. Congrats on the move. So much stress. Big thanks for keeping videos, even with so much going on. Thank you for the encouragement. Rick Gears says, I don't hate X-Men. I get annoyed with everyone obsession with X-Men, except Omar. Love away. Thank you. I get
a pass.
See, Adam, hey, everyone, I fell asleep. How far I went to stream? Just look at the time, dude. 34
minutes.
Don't
be yelling at him. He just woke up.
It sounds like you.
Star Wars Old Republic Omnibus is out of print. Thank you, Reed, for checking on that. And my buddy Dying Breed Collectors, John. Dude, a Punisher 87 Omnibus is my top 5 most wanted. I love that, dude. I love that stuff.
Sight and Sound book. Is that what?
It's called? I don't remember. We used to have them as kids, and because we have iPads now, I don't think they make them anymore. But
I'm sure they do.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I'm the unbeatable
Squirrel Omar.
That ain't funny, John.
Michael's saying, can you rank these events from best to worst?
Oh my gosh, yes, I can.
AVX, Original Sin, Fear Itself, Axis Infinity, Secret Wars 2015, Civil War 2, and Secret Empire. I hated Axis.
Oh my gosh. Okay. From best to worst. Okay. Ooh, boy, you put some doozies in there because I wasn't a biggest fan. Best Secret Wars 2015. Secret Wars, Infinity, Original Sin. I'm not the biggest fan of this era either. Oh, these are rough now. Ooh. AVX because of the art. Axis. This is when it starts hurting. Fear Itself. Secret Empire. Civil War 2. Man, you made me think. Ouch. That hurt to say. But hey, if you love those stories, more power to you. That's just my personal opinion. We don't talk about CW too. That's at the bottom.
Oh, how do you feel about recommending X-Men Adventures Omni as a starting point for X-Men, even though it's not canon?
Great, because Ultimate Spider-Man's not in canon, and I still recommend that. I remember my friends were huge into X-Men Adventures because they watched the show, but they were like, I'm like, these are based on real comics, right? They're like, yeah, but you need to know a lot of the history of X-Men.
I get it. And besides, if X-Men brought you in,
so it
definitely gravitate towards the one that was the cartoon.
So it's a great starting on point, especially like kids. It's aloha.
To the beautiful power couple, Omar San and Mistress Melanie. Ooh, I like that. Thanks.
Oh, I like Mistress Omar.
Which Hulk
reminds me of Mistress Nine, one of my favorite villains from Sailor Moon.
Who? Mistress Nine. I heard Mr. Snide. Mistress Nine.
Uncanny Omar talk pretty one day. All right.
Character design. Which Hulk run do you think is more likely that David Gabriel will greenlight as an omnibus first? Bill Montlow or Bruce Jones?
I'd say Bruce Jones. It's an all-in-one, right? One and done. That's it. Montlow would need at least 2, I think. 2 Omnis. Crossroads. The Manlow's would be great, though, because you get Mignola's artwork in there. And I mean, some good, like, an ink by Terry Austin. But yeah, I think Bruce Jones might be. And Bruce Jones really fills in a huge gap, too.
Any good Damien
Not
stories
him, but his stories
that are in print? Both Super Sons and Batman and Robin about Tomasi are both gone, I believe. I've read the Morrison full run. I need to read Super Sons.
If you've read Morrison's full run,
I need to read.
Yeah, let me see. He was in Batman Incorporated. I was gonna say Batman and Robin. He had a Robin series that was still easy to find. The trade paperbacks. They're out of print, but they are cheap, like $3 or $4. It's only like 2 trades. Those were great. Those are done by Peter Tomasi, kind of spin off from the Batman and Robin comics.
I want to buy the X-Men Omnibus by Hickman, but I was wondering, do I have to read House of X, Powers of X, and X of Swords?
At least House of X and Powers of X. X of Swords, no. But at least House and Powers of X. Just to kind of give you an idea why the new status quo has started over. Do you know when? I like this, man. Look at the way this man worded that question.
Do you know when the Immortal Hulk Omni is coming out?
And the way I'm going to answer it is, I don't know of an Immortal Hulk Omni. So there's your answer. I really don't.
What about Death and Return of Superman Omni?
That's coming out. When was that? In June or July? I think it's this summer.
David Gabriel, greenlighting. Mark Grunwald, Captain Volume 1 or Cap Volume 2. Which order would that be?
You know what's gonna happen to us, new Spooky Channel? I'm gonna tell you, the big fans of Captain America by Mark Grunwald. This is what's gonna happen to us, right? I'm a fan of Mark Grunwald's run. It's classic. But I think everybody can agree that towards the end of his run, it got real rough. And by real rough, I mean Cap Wolf. I mean that Captain America armor, the fighting chance. What if we get a Captain America omnibus by Mark Grunwald and it's like the last part of his run with Cap Wolf on the cover? I don't know. People are buying the Clone Saga, so it might work. It's almost like Clone Saga to me.
Thanks for the super chatting in. Omar installed a humidifier in my room due to respiratory issues. Concerned the extra humidity may damage my books. Any good ideas or suggestions?
First of all, I'm sorry you're having respiratory issues, and that's the most important thing is that you have a humidifier, though, to help you. Second of all, yes, there are issues with humidity, right? It really depends on the state you live. I've seen all kinds of pictures, all kinds of things. The biggest thing, of course, is causing the waviness on the books. Like in the books, like you'll see the waves of the pages, depending where the book was printed too.
So do you have any suggestions?
My suggestion, keep the books as further away from the humidifier as possible. If you can, if you have the room. I understand, sometimes people are limited to the room that they have, so try to keep it away as far as possible from the books. If you can, turn it off while you're gone.
Hey, Omar, I was wondering, after year 1, do I need to read the Caped Crusader series, the Dark Knight Detective series?
Yeah, man, go for it. Especially, I did in the Batman reading order. I threw Cape Crusader in there, but you can read the Demon trilogy. You can go to Long Halloween. You can go to year 2, where it's just the superior Batman story.
Okay,
but
so were you saying the
May
10th, Death and Return of Superman?
Hell yeah, the 2022 edition. Let's see if Omar this will be like my 7th time buying that story if I get it. That is so stupid.
Well, it's very iconic. It's classic.
It's not even that good of a story, though.
But it happened. It was one of the first.
So did a lot of other Omnis.
Thank you for the super chat.
Thank you, brother.
You probably answered this before. How about a Gail Simone Secret 6 Omni? Can you hit DC up on this? Thanks for all the great content.
I can hit DC up as much as you want me to. Whether they reply back to me or not, it's in God's good grace, man. I've tried. It's not for lack of trying, and it's not because I hate DC. It's just because they don't reply back. I only talk to 2 people over there on a weekly, and now it's every other week basis. And Blur Jose, thank you so much for the super sticker, my brother.
Let's see if there is.
Oh, there were some suggestions for the humidifier stuff, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I know Diane Bree Collectors had one. Yeah, and by all means, if you have had this issue, if you need a humidifier, what are your solutions? Put it here, and if you're watching it later, put it in the comment section so the gentleman asking can check out answers. Thank you for the super chat, brother.
How do I enjoy comics from the pre-image era? I found the art bland and the stories too simplistic and innocent. How to approach older material? Taste is subjective, but I think mindset is important.
My personal journey with stories that I didn't appreciate till later is just getting older. I think when I got older, I started to appreciate the art imitating art. Like Jack Kirby, I've said this on my channel before, and Steve Ditko. Like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was like, this is horrendous. I'm like, I respect what they did, but I'm not a fan of their art at all. Give me that Jim Lee. Give me that Louis Portasio. Give me that Todd McFarlane. Steve Ditko, Spider-Man, gross. That was Omar in his teens. It wasn't until like my late 20s and my early 30s that I started to appreciate their line work. Not just that, but the insanity of how much work Kirby would put out and how much of a panel he would fill and how great he was at laying out panels and like sequential art is it's truly, an art form that not a lot of people can do. Have you heard the term cover artist? There's a reason why people are cover artists, right? There's and I'm not going to say any names, but most of you probably know who I'm talking about. Because they either are too slow or they can't carry a story through sequential art. Sequential art is different than cover art. Not anybody. If you're an artist, most people could probably draw a cover, right? But drawing sequential art takes a true, it's, I got it. Go pick up a copy of Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, and you will learn to appreciate a lot of that older stuff. And if you don't, then it's not for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. You move on and you start reading, your post-image days. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, thank you, Waldo. So the interview. Go ahead, baby.
Earlier, Waldo, you asked about the interview with Brandon Sanderson that had to be rescheduled.
We had to postpone it until I don't know. We're still talking to his people. It's really cool though. I really am looking forward to that. Thank you so much. It is.
What else is a skill, Roberto? Cheating.
You leave that man alone.
Jacob, what was the story that had Marvel and DC characters that ended with some characters merging? Was that the Onslaught story or something else?
No, that was DC versus Marvel, and then that led to Access, and that was all part of the Amalgam universe. So we had like Spider-Boy, right? We had Dark Claw. Dark Claw was awesome though, because he had claws and he was Batman. But yeah, some of that stuff has been collected. Really rare trade paperbacks. Where are my trades? Oh my gosh, woman. What'd you do with my trades? Where's my DC Marvel trades?
Omar, I saw Peter Emery surface the other day.
Do not ignore me. I'm being serious. Where are the DC?
We must have packed it. What do you mean?
We must.
You were there. We were packing up the books.
Sorry. What was the question?
Omar, I saw Peter Emery surface the other day in the comments section. I hope another mapping episode is on the way. I think it has been 6 months.
It's been 6 months, man.
Otherwise, you could do a DC mapping. Could you do a DC mapping episode?
Yeah, I could, and I can get Riley and Oldfill on that. But yeah, I miss my buddy Peter, dude. He's a good guy. He's a loving dude, and we talk, once a month. We talk just about not even comics, but just what's going on.
Thank you for the super chat. Hey guys, are they only releasing older classics in gallery size and newer stories in Treasury Edition? Ultimate Hulk versus Wolverine Treasury Edition. Great art, interesting publication, backstory. Come on.
And that was written by Lindelof, right? Let me look, because I think you're right. I do see like Grand Design. I see like History of the Marvel Universe. Those are all done in Treasury Edition, but the gallery editions are all the hardcovers of older stories. Like Silver Surfer Parable. That was a gorgeous book. It's sad that it's out of print right now. It comes with that pull-out poster of Mobius's Silver Surfer. So I think you're right. I think they're doing the classic. Like, we're getting a Weapon X. Weapon X, baby. Been delayed, though.
Thanks, Bar, for the super chat. Happy Saturday, Minties. I recently started reading Magnetic Press comics. It would be great if one day you could do a video of Rex or a top 10.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love Magnetic Press. Very, very underrated publisher. They publish gorgeous books. And one thing I always do stress to the people when trying to read things like that is there's a different writing style when it comes to like European comics. You just have to get used to it. Just like you have to get used to something like manga, right? But once you get over that, oh, this is the way they edit. Oh, this is the way they do things. It's great. I love that stuff.
What's your favorite comic book by Alan Moore? Is it Watchmen?
I mean, Watchmen is the one that I've read the most. Watchmen is the one. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
I'm the unbeatable Alan Moore.
I had Sal from Comics Pop on my channel, and it was a fun, like, we were doing like our dream team of like writer and artist, and I said, yeah, man, like, we need like Alan Moore coming back, and he's gonna write like the best Unbeatable Squirrel Girl story ever. But in all seriousness, ooh, it's tough. Swamp Thing, probably Watchmen. I know that's probably the stereotypical answer, but there's a reason why it's a classic.
Cesar totally identified with you. Like, we packed that shelf. And we moved things over.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just asking.
No, you weren't. You were accusing. Brandon Sanderson is co-writing Sands. Co-writing
White Sands.
White Sands.
Yeah, he is. So that's what we're gonna be talking about, and the difference in like the writing technique from, because I mean it is different, right? It's like writing a movie script. Movie scripts is different than writing TV show scripts. So it's all different.
Is there any news on the Excalibur Omni reprint?
April. It's still happening in. Well, last I saw it was still happening in April. But if Reed is still here, Reed from the UK, big shout out to him. Shonda Sook is here. Shonda Sook never comes to the Saturday streams anymore. He's found calling you out. He's found other channels out there. That's okay. It's okay, man. You do you, man.
Super Laughheart's favorite Alan Moore stories are from the pages of 2000 AD.
He's I can't wait to read some of that stuff. But he never finished. What was that Halo Jones story, right? That you were telling me you need to read it, but then it's sad because he never did finish it. Lost Girls. No. I do own it.
Did you see the Black Sad HD collecting 3 through 6?
I am excited. Yes.
Hey, Omar, I forgot how Kitty Pryde broke up with Peter in USM. Can you do a quick explanation?
Is that Uncanny X-Men or Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I bet you.
If it's Uncanny X-Men, he broke up with her because he found. Oh man, it was so hard. Like, that's the beauty of X-Men, is that
soap opera.
It's a giant soap opera. This is what happened. Peter, like much of the Marvel heroes, goes into the Secret Wars. What's up, Joachim? And he found a girl he fell in love with, even though him and Kitty had a thing. So he comes back and he was like, hey, Kitty, I fell in love. And she's like, what? So her heart's breaking, right? And he's like, but she's dead. And he's telling her, and Kitty in her
Isn't that like a double whammy?
Well, yeah, right. Because in her head, she's like, I can't compete with this woman. She's dead.
She's dead.
So you know what happens? Wolverine goes, Nightcrawler, we're gonna take this kid out drinking, and they go pick a fight with the Juggernaut. So he gets his butt whooped because he broke Kitty's heart, and that's what you do as a friend. I love the X-Men. That's an understatement.
Wait. He took Colossus out drinking?
Yeah. They went to Harry's bar.
To get him beat up?
To pick a fight. When the Juggernaut walked in, they picked a fight with the Juggernaut. Purposely.
That was his plan the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought he would take Kitty out drinking to like...
Kitty was 14. She could go drinking.
Oh.
Then again, Peter was 18 at the time. So.
No, okay. I thought it was like they were older.
Tolga, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, hey.
How you doing, my dude? Hope all is well.
Did you see the first copy of Batman sold at auction for $1.8 million? Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Matthew. Speaking of the best Alan Moore stuff, I'm still excited. We are getting a Miracle Man Omni.
Yeah, that stuff was way ahead of its time. And, when I was doing the video, there were a lot of things I couldn't say, including Alan Moore. But one thing that I do need to stress is how adult the material is and how graphic some of it is. So if that's not for you, then Miracle Man is not for you. It's some of, there are a lot of things that were happening in that comic that were way ahead of its time, way ahead of Watchmen, ahead of Swamp Thing. Not for Miracle Man, we wouldn't have the Vertigo universe. I've said that before, and I'll say it again.
That's what I was saying.
Hey, Omar, White Sands was based on some trunk novels that weren't unpublished. Thanks for the response to my email. Loving Lee Kirby, X-Men, and FF, and Soul Daredevil. Too many comics to read. Too many comics is a good problem, right, Michael?
Too many comics, too many comics.
It's pretty good.
Too many comics, too many. There's Excalibur, Omnibus Volume 1, Penguin not committing to a date, still says on sale soon.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Reed. So everybody in the UK, go and check out Reed's Comic Shop.
Oh, Sterling saying very excited for the War of Kings announcement next week, right?
What is with all you guys are trying to fish? I ain't biting though.
Okay, let's go down. Okay, I mean an Ultimate Spider-Man. That's what Ezra.
Oh, you meant Peter, Kitty Pryde, and Peter Park. I'm so sorry. I went on this whole. Oh my gosh,
it's been a good story.
It's been years. Didn't he break up with her? I know I say I'm not the biggest Bendis fan, but I actually like that innocent relationship him and Kitty had. That actually made sense in the book. I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly. I've only read them one time. I don't remember exactly how they broke up. I thought he broke up with her, though. Or she found him with somebody else. That might be a spoiler.
Hey, Melanie, Omar. Hope you both having a good day. I was wondering if you think JLA Avengers could receive another printing, not such a limited printing in the future. Big fan of Perez.
And the proceeds go to his family? Probably. I can see that happening.
You watched Too Many Cooks again the other day? Oh, such a classic. I was thinking... Oh, never mind. Any chance Uncanny Avengers expanded reprint with Axis included since Rick Remender writes Axis also?
And don't forget that there was also a 6-issue series. He wrote 6 issues of Uncanny Avengers Volume 2. That's never been collected. Maybe.
Omar, I saw your upcoming collection edition video, and you mentioned the Batman movie comic box set or something of the kind. Could you explain what's in it?
Yeah. So it's got Long Halloween, it's got Year One, and it's got Ego. So it's just classic Batman stories throughout the year, kind of a representation of who Batman is, right? And you got Year Two, which is a great introduction to his Rogues Gallery, a great introduction. And Ego, which is classic Darwin Cook, and then Hey Gwen, and then you have Year One, which is the beginning of where you read Batman. So I think it's an interesting box set. It's soft cover and it's $63, which is a really weird price point. So.
Oh, James, I started this earlier. Are you moving closer or farther away from Don Rosa? Closer.
Yeah, let's get
15
creepy.
minutes closer.
Yeah, let's get creepy.
We'll keep inching closer because Don Rosa lives in Louisville, Kentucky. But
don't give away where that man lives. People go, no, I think it's public knowledge that he lives in. No, he doesn't live in Louisville. He lives like in the outskirts. He has a little farm.
Really?
He promised me hot peppers when I go visit him.
Oh, he did bring hot peppers to the conventions.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He's like, please take them. We're like, okay. He's famous over in Europe, and Europeans will like fly over to America to see my convention. Like the two dudes in front of us. I can't.
We're gonna make a Patreon exclusive. We'll sell tickets to go see Don Rosa without his knowledge. I'll give a tour of his house.
Oh yeah, that'll go over well
with a drone. Wait, what was it that Omar said?
Well, how did it disappear?
You clicked out of it, and then you clicked the star out of it.
All right,
Omar, why don't you let me take over?
No, I got this. Come on now.
You hogged it the entire time. Dude, what's up, Omar Reyes?
Have you stayed in touch with Mark London? Curious if you got any insight whether Mad Cave will be dropping hardcovers of their series.
They are going to do a hardcover of the Battle Cats, because I told them that it would be a good idea, but I'll hit them up. Asia, she's a really sweet lady, one of the PR people, and I still keep up with them from time to time. So I haven't talked to them in a while, though. I need to keep up with that. I've done a really bad job of checking my email this last 2 months. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of things have happened in my personal life, but I need to get back on that.
Samurai, Omar doesn't buy any single issues.
No.
I when I'm in a comic book store and
when we go to conventions, you go crazy and start buying single issues.
Single issues. That Harley Quinn drawn by Peach Momoko. I was like, oh, this is gorgeous. I want this one.
Yeah.
So it's all about the covers for me. Hey, Jay Cliff. Omar, is there a Star Wars omnibus that contains the Dark Empire series?
No.
If not, it needs to be.
We need one, and I can't wait. We got an epic, though. We do have an epic of the Dark Empire, but we don't have the Dark Empire yet. We're on our way to get there, though.
Nightfall Volume 3. Need a reprint.
What's up, Quack? Is that you with the Lego set? Are you a fan of the... Do you have the Death Star Lego? Then down Rosa Pepperteer. Yes.
Oh, wait, no. Peeper. Is it Peepin?
No, I'm reading it as Pepper. I do not want Don Rosa to be like, I ain't talking to that guy again.
Arjun.
What's up, Arjun?
Omar, Immortal, Iron Fist, Omni, or Moon Knight, Silver Age, Volume 1.
Do you like Silver Age? Because I will say from my personal take on that is like, it doesn't get good until Doug Mensch and then Bill Sienkiewicz. So that's when he gets good. You have the Death Star? That's awesome, brother.
My mom has so many huge Star Wars
she does.
Lego
she
sets
loves
that she
Star
had
Wars.
to move. And I think they all went okay. Hi, Kyle. Happy Saturday, y'all. Hoping y'all doing well and staying healthy. You too. Dude, Mr. Awesome, you already asked for the channel schedule for next week.
He ain't got time to waste. He's like, I gotta go, man. It's Saturday. I've been listening to you for an hour and you ain't talked about the schedule. I don't. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me think about that. Do you think we'll ever get Larry Hamill's Batman short run and collected edition? I think one day we will. I think one day it will.
Oh, Newspeak Channel has been pre-ordering single issues for the first time since I gave that format.
Wow, 2001, brother. That was a long time ago.
Your B-Day picture I'm working on is coming up, Van. My B-Day is March 16th, and my dad, March 14th, sister, March 27th, March buddies.
You got a whole March family.
I got to sing happy birthday.
To who? To me?
To David Gabriel.
That's tomorrow.
Are we doing a live chat tomorrow?
Are you asking me a question that you know the answer to?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. In case you're watching it, I'll tell you later that I did this. Happy birthday to you and many more.
Jazz hands. Rio, that's awesome. Thank you so much, brother. And fellow Ides of March, right? Or no, March 15th is the Ides of March, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beware the Ides of March. I would tell my high school students that nobody knew what it was, and why should they?
They read
right, like, or even know the reference of Shakespeare.
Here's the thing.
What was it?
When Don Rosa emailed me, he was so awesome. He was like,
so as they're saying, he has a cool office.
He does. So he said, I don't want to just talk about Duck Comics. This is the way he sounds, by the way, like an angry old man. He has every right to. Like Scrooge. He's
Dude, when he signed our book, he crossed out Disney. He's like,
he has every right to do that.
We're like, yes, sir. You can do whatever you want with that book.
He said, he wrote, I want to talk about the good books, Golden Age stuff. You've seen my vault, right? And I was like, yeah, I've seen your vault, sir. He's got a vault of like Golden Age comics. He's like, you come down here and bring your. He said, bring your little camera thingies, and we'll shoot something down here. And I said, yes, sir. I'll be happy to come down and hang out with you in your vault.
Did they announce who's getting the Transformers G.I. Joe?
Not yet. That'll be a big announcement.
Shut up. Happy birthday is in common rights domain, whatever that's called.
Common rights domain. I'm so glad you're not my lawyer.
Would love to send David a happy birthday email if you provide the address. No,
that's the $5 tier.
Wow, you'd sell it for $5.
I'm selling the Don Rosa Peeper tier for $3. Want to watch Don Rosa wash his peppers? It's $3. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
Watch
When's Omar's birthday? My birthday is March 14th, brother.
He's gonna send you another email. It's like, you've got my attention.
You got my attention.
What
is this Peeper tier you keep talking about?
Thank you for the super chat. I'm in my 30s, but new to comics. I sound like teenage version of you, not liking old stuff.
Okay.
Do you find old stuff looks much better on paper too, like as opposed to digital?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, especially to see it like in oversized format. Absolutely. Oh man, it's like one of the books that I love that I'm glad, I know they're not continuing this line anymore, but the Ditko is Strange, which is the big monster book.
I'm coming back, please.
Steranko's Revolutionary, and the Fantastic Four monster book. Like, those are some of the best books published to make you realize how great these masters were. They are quit arguing with Bar. Will you two stop? And to me, like, I love Jim Lee, right? And I think they are better than the Jim Lee XXL. Like, they just look better. So yeah, I think paper sometimes, physical to me always looks better than digital, right? Unless there are some exceptions with modern comics like The Last God. I saw The Last God. I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so much better digitally, because a lot of you told me it did. And I went to check it out. I saw the first issue and I was like, oh, well, this blew the collected edition out of the water. Robert Marquez is asking if we're going to have any interviews soon. I'm going to, Rachel Polak, I'm going to reach out to her. She's, I'd love to talk to her about her. She wrote Doom Patrol, and she's getting her first omnibus. So I'm really excited for that.
Hey, Omar, do you think we'll ever get Daredevil Volume 1 again and also see it continue?
Maybe, because sales of those Silver Age books just, unfortunately, aren't as good as like modern runs. I don't know if they're enough to like keep them going, but it would be great. That book was liquidated heavily though for a long time. Maybe one day they'll reprint it.
Hey, Jaggernaut. Thanks for the super chat.
Brother.
Hi, Omar and Melanie. Thanks so much for the Godzilla collective recommendations. My son bought Half Century War and Unnatural Disasters with his birthday money and devoured them in a few days. Thanks again.
Well, brother, that's awesome. What we need is the classic Marvel stuff that is, I think IDW might have published a couple of them. But yeah, man, like that stuff is great. Like that's, you know, we talk about rights. We talk about Transformers and G.I. Joe. Yeah, part of me, of course, wants Marvel to get those rights back, to get a Omnibus, to get Micronauts. And then part of me is like, but I also want other publishers to have it, because then we definitely can get more of those collected editions. You can still get Daredevil. See what I mean? Like, it's not even sold out. It's out of print. It's just not sold out anywhere.
Big Stu Orlando's asking, is there a list of all the Marvel out of print?
Yes. That will be coming next week. I'm putting it together with a group of guys. So big shout out to Chris, Louise, and oh my God, James.
So every Omni that's out of print is going to be up for voting? I think he's asking for like a list of every single Omni that's out of print.
Oh, that's out. No, every omnibus that's out of print from Marvel will be on that list.
Wow.
With the exception,
how many is that?
A lot. With the exception of things like they don't have the rights to anymore, like The Stand, Dark Tower, and things like that. Why would you do that?
I stopped myself because I don't want to get demonetized.
Comixology, what a poop show.
Wins is asking, hey Omar, I'm looking into getting into Daredevil and her Frank Miller's run is good. I would prefer to get into Omnis. When do you think it will get reprinted, if ever?
2023. That is the real answer.
He's talking. We're interrupting. He's talking. Have you heard if the Doctor Strange and Thor Silver Age Omnis have sold well enough? When I say well enough to get more volumes of them.
I haven't heard about Thor or Doctor Strange. I hope they have, because I would love a third Doctor Strange to kind of go into that Steve Englehart era. I know Hulk. I think I mentioned that before. Just didn't really meet the numbers. So I'm hoping that the book orders were better, though. The book distributed was better. So
Bar's feelings are hurt. Omar. Will DC continue to print Carl Kessel's Harley Quinn run in deluxe editions? They only released half the series.
know.
So far, it was like 3 years ago. It's like they forgot about it.
Sadly, I think they're forgotten about.
I just realized that's a hammer with the X'd out eyes, smiley face. I see a cinnamon bun every time from back here. How did I see? I saw a big cinnamon bun next to her.
She's looking at the avatar. Ryan, what's up, buddy? Omar, I need a Frank Miller companion Omni reprint. Okay, let me write that down.
When is Ghost Rider going to get Omni love?
I don't know, man. I would love it.
Oh, it's halfway through the show.
That's right.
Let's show our email address, nearmitcon@gmail.com. And if you would like to ever send in donations for giveaways, Near Mint Condition, P.O. Box 1678, Versailles, Kentucky 40383. Even though we're moving, we'll keep that P.O. box.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you want to just send letters or artwork, we'll show it off on the channel. And boop. This episode is sponsored by Walt's Comic Shop. If you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC books within the EU. Flat shipping rates of $9.90 euro for all EU countries. Extremely careful and sturdy packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They also offer superb selection of new titles and out-of-print books, in case you didn't know, on their site. Just head over to
Walt'sComicShop.com
for more great details and rare titles. For a limited time, you can use the code NearMintCondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding.
Nicely done.
I would like to record a version where it's a
pre-recorded video you
parody,
can play?
Yeah, a parody of Rick and Morty, the Doors store commercial. What are you waiting for? Come on down. You got doors? Get you some more doors. Or you know what I'm talking about.
I like the ants in your eyes.
Ants in my eyes, Johnson.
That guy was awesome. I'm burning my hand. I don't know. I can't feel anything. Omar, any other DC Omnis turn up from the catalog? Let me see. No Man's Land 2, Volume 2 Omnibus, American Vampire Volume 2, and Books of Magic Volume 3 was the last one that I saw.
Ooh, Pablo's getting Popeye forearms trying to hold the Omni. Any tips on how to comfortably hold him while reading?
Keep on building them Popeye arms up, brother. The ladies and the dudes love them. The Popeye
so I guess
arms.
I
have no tips.
I
mean, they do make like I've seen people use the cookbook stands. You know what a cookbook stand looks like? People use those, and I don't know. I've never had issues really, but if you need it, I get it. Oh yeah, please, everybody, at this moment, just hit that like button. It really does mean the world to us. It helps the algorithm. Yeah, I think I've shared that. I know it gets annoying, but it is something that I do stress. Like it really does help our channel. It's a great way. What is in Books of Magic Volume 3? Yep, Volume 3 collects the 90 late 90s run, early aughts run. What is a companion Omni? What does it collect, and is it necessary?
That's a good question.
So sometimes,
because I'm like a little confused on that. I think.
Okay.
What's the difference? It's. Oh wait, let me take a stab at it. It's stories that are related to the main story in an Omni.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the term companion. That's what it signifies to me. It's like, hey, these stories kind of go along with it.
Sort of. Yeah, actually. Okay, so like sometimes a book is too big. So you had like AVX, so Avengers versus X-Men, and then they wanted to do, well, what about all the tie-in issues, right? Let's do a companion. And then they said years later, let's put them together, make an omnibus, which is great. Same thing happened to like Infinity Wars. And then sometimes you have things like Frank Miller. Frank Miller had a run in the 80s on Daredevil.
Related, not required.
Right. But later on, he came back to Daredevil to tell a story called Born Again, which to me is the best Daredevil story out there. And then he did like Man Without Fear in the 90s, which is a great way to get into Daredevil. So,
hey, William.
What's up, William? How you doing, brother? So that's pretty much what a companion is. If it's a writer-centric, it's when the writer came back and told more stories. Like I'm hoping like Incredible Hulk by Peter David will have a companion, because for that reason. He came back and told later Hulk stories after his run was done in the 90s. But we still have things like the last or Hulk the End. We have like all the series that he wrote with like Tempest Fugit and things like that, or the Maestro series that he's currently writing.
Omar, when are you going to use your power to get us more Gunsmith Cats, Oh My Goddess, and Lone Wolf Cub Deluxe? When?
Right. You start a publishing company. We buy the rights to Amigami Tensei and Lone Wolf and Cub and Gunsmith Cats, and we'll release them in deluxe edition, and we'll go broke because I'll get copyright strikes, and then nobody will buy Gunsmith Cats in deluxe edition except me, you, and like maybe 10 other older people.
The first thing we moved yesterday to our new house.
Yep.
Was the Belle Dandy what's it called? It's a statue. Whatever.
It's a statue. Yeah.
Because I had to hold it because she's way too fragile with all these little pieces of hair and angel wings going everywhere. And and I have a grudge against Belle Dandy because you have a crush on her, which I don't know why I have a grudge, because I would leave you for Oren from Bombas 10 if he was real.
Also, these people aren't real.
So I just said if he was real, I'd leave you. No, I wouldn't leave you. We've worked too hard. Whatever. We're too hard together.
My good people, please hit that like button.
I'll sing a song about putting love in the eggs, making breakfast.
Like nobody understands what you're saying, baby Josh. Nah, the cookbook stand didn't work for me years ago. The clips on it were damaging the pages, so I gave it to my mother for Mother's Day.
Oh, it wasn't a total loss. People were saying flippy pillow, which at first I thought was something random. People were just saying, and then I saw other people were saying buy it from Amazon.
Is the Quesada Daredevil Omnibus with the confusing title Marvel Knights Omnibus worth reading? 100%, man. I love Quesada and Kevin Smith's run. Word of warning, though, Quesada's dialogue is... I'm sorry, Kevin Smith's dialogue is long. Like, I'm not talking Silver Age long. I'm talking dialogue long. Like, he's not explaining what's happening. He's explaining... But, I liked it, though. I thought it was good. And I'm talking about, like, talking heads, right? Like, Bendis's. But... yeah, it's I love it, man. I thought it was great. Great run. Great. I love it plays on Born Again. It plays on some classic Daredevil stories. Good morning, everyone. What's up, D-Rock? How you doing, my brother? Omar, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be off reading Superman somewhere? I'm trying, man. I actually had those books. I'm hoping to do Superman Reading Order Part 2 this week.
We're doing our last live stream from this house.
That's why it is, yeah. I used to buy them monthly,
tomorrow
too.
We'll pack these up. Pack them up.
Are we? Did you run by...
because we have friends helping. Are we not packing these up? Why would we not?
Okay.
Monday, I got work.
All right.
I can't take off.
You done?
Kid saying, have you read Ram v Swamp Thing? Would you recommend it?
I have recommended everything that man has done so far, so I can't imagine why. But why wouldn't I mean? I haven't read it. Kevin Smith doesn't waste this. I don't think there's anything wrong with heavy dialogue, though. But there are some people that don't like heavy dialogue, right? They just want to read a comic and see action. But I think
for me, it depends. Sandman, that was really heavy dialogue.
If the dialogue is good and necessary, right?
Yeah.
Not just like, hey, how's that coffee?
Oh,
right?
I did not mean to say Sandman. I meant Starman. Well, I was like, why is he not yelling?
Starman's dialogue is freaking phenomenal.
No, it is. I wasn't invested enough in the story to devote that much time to reading the dense dialogue. Now, however, if there isn't enough dialogue, then I don't like that either. It's got to be a good medium.
I'm done. I'm leaving the show. You can take over.
When's the vote? I can't remember.
It's happening next week.
For the wanted reprints.
So you all saw one announcement, right?
You
all saw the Fantastic Four Volume 2 and the classic George Perez and Kurt Busiek Avengers. I have 2 more announcements, 2 more videos, and then I can do the post because I don't want anybody to waste their vote. Oh, what's up? Philip, how's my buddy doing, man? I love this dude.
Where's the post?
It'll be a shared document like we did last year, so you don't need what's it called? We don't need social media. You don't need to vote on YouTube, and you can have 5 votes. It's a lot easier. Makes my life easier too.
So you're sharing on social media?
No, we're sharing it. I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna make the announcement of all the out of friends.
The description. Okay.
The description of that video will have the link to where we do it. You guys can share. If other people want to vote, I'm okay with that. Swamp Thing. No, I mean Starman. Omar, that's the word.
No, I said Sandman at first.
Look, she's correcting you too, Philip. Like, she's not only...
I said the wrong title, and then I'm correcting you guys. Philip.
She don't stop being a teacher, man.
New Spooey channel. I'm gonna tell my daughters you said that. Red Starman and Mega Man didn't show up once. What gives? Like, oh, they're so adorable. Lydia's so adorable being obsessed with Mega Man. Shadow Man. I can sing this.
No, stop it.
Because it's
stop
not
it. Omar, I'm curious. If War of the Kings Omni gets a reprint, do you think they'll reprint the other two books, Prelude and Aftermath? I'm going to tell you something right now. When and if I make that announcement about War of the Kings, those two books are going to be gone. Because right now they're low in stock places. So if you want them, get them now. Because I would hate for you to miss out on not buying those.
Hey, Oxmeat Pete.
What's up, buddy? How have you been?
Yeah.
And that happens every time, right? The same thing happened when I announced Captain America reprints. Those last two that were on sale everywhere, I think my buddy at Dimebury Collectors had like the last two sets. They were gone. Because that's what happens, right? Scalpers know how people are. They're going to go buy every copy, and then 5 months later when these reprints come out, they're going to be like, oh, to complete your set, you're going to need these two books. Prices go up. Supply and demand. Like, it's what it is. Are the two...
So, yeah, we got a couple of questions to
David,
trick you into something. Our last two reprint announcements on the last year's top 20 list.
Atlantis Attacks and Avengers the Crossing.
Taylor Talks Comics is saying, when you say two announcements, do you mean two more reprinted books or two announcements with more than two books?
3 books, 2 announcements.
That was a good question. Derek said, thank you for the tip.
You're welcome, Derek.
Hi, Jack Ferry.
What's up, buddy?
NMC homies. Chris is saying, other than Tomb of Dracula 2, I wonder what the other 19 books will be in the top 20 reprint poll.
I kind of want to wait for them. I don't know if you picked up, Chris, but that Tomb of Dracula Masterwork is beautiful. So I kind of want to wait for them to remaster them and then give us the omnibus reprints, because to me, it's worth it. I feel ripped off there. Why
you don't have enough dialogue in comics nowadays.
You're right. Hardly anybody writes like that, right? Like, people read comics like that. Like, you know, people have asked me, like, how long does it take me to read an omnibus? I'm not kidding. To read a Bendis omnibus, it took me like less than a day. To read a Silver Age Roy Thomas omnibus, maybe a week and a half. Oh man, except for Conan, his Conan dialogue isn't that heavy. It's solid. I love that stuff, man.
Is Starman Companion Volume 2 still out?
It's still coming in July.
I gotta hit the like button.
You better hit that like button.
Is Starman Companion Volume 2 still out?
Omar.
There you go.
Okay, I'll take it from here for a little bit. Hope one of them is Brubaker Daredevil Omni 2. Maybe, Dean. One way to find out. Omar, you knew it wouldn't be me without complaining about Spider-Man reprint. At least you're not yelling. Remember, we're getting like 7 Spidey Omnis this year, like all including that 1962 Omni. Like,
did I tell you that? Speaking of yelling, that Psycho Cleveland was in the chat with the interview with Elsa Chartier.
No. Was he yelling?
He was yelling, and I explained to her about the yelling. And then she yelled back. She said, "Hi, Psycho Cleveland!" And then he wrote in lowercase, all lowercase. He was like, "Oh wow, that was amazing."
It's like yelling at a kid. I have been in X-Men. What's up, Hunter? X-Men heavy recently. I was just curious on who each of your favorite characters are, both male and female, hero or villain. Best comic content creator on YouTube. Oh, thank you, man. I mean, for me, like Storm, Wolverine, Rogue, Longshot. Nobody cares about Longshot except me. Apocalypse, Archangel, not Angel, not Warren Worthington III, Archangel. I really have fallen in love with Laura because of All New Wolverine. I think she's a great character. Polaris, Havoc, Mastermind, Arcane, like Magneto, just because of how complex he is. I love all that stuff, man. 7 is 9, 10 would be better.
Is the War of Realms omnibus worth the read?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's some really good stories in there. Like the Ant-Man or Giant Man story was awesome. There's a lot. Be good, RG98. There's a lot of good like miniseries that happen through there, like the War Scrolls, and some of the War of the Realm tie-ins. A lot of good ones in there. Is it worth reading? I mean, you don't need all the other miniseries to enjoy the main content. It's good. I really hope it's. Baby, you need to.
No, I'm just showing things that aren't questions while you're answering questions.
I'm not. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
So, hey, Daniel.
So basically, ain't nobody mentioning Maggot.
Omar, just read a slow death story from Road to No Man's Land, and man, have you ever read a story that after reading it, you had to take a break from the book?
That one hurt, man. I know which one you're talking about. I don't want to spoil it, but that one hurt. Especially now that I'm older. You know, it hit me when I was younger, when in my 20s. But now that I'm older, it's different to read things like that. It hits you harder. It's a good story. It's a lot of good stories in that No Man's Land.
In that forest thing, a friend of mine who knows nothing about comics in the reprint situation said, "Why doesn't Marvel just look at sold prices on eBay and reprint the books that are crazy expensive?"
I asked the same question when I talked to David the first time. And he said, we don't have the power. He said, do you want us to keep making books or do you want us to keep doing research? Now they have some crazy dude on YouTube that tells them, hey, this stuff's out of print. Or this is what most people took a vote on. And we're here to help. So you guys, I mean, right? It's wonderful. Like I can't imagine, I can't think of another company that has done that, whether it's video games or whether it's movies or anime, whatever it is that you collect. I can't think of another company that gives, that gives the fans a voice, and the voice is heard and met. And I'm a collector of video games, toys, and anime, so I know there's not another company that has done that. And for a company like Disney, which, I mean, let's face it, is still Disney, to make that happen, my brain is blown. And that I'm a part of it, and you all are a part of it. See, Omar, this is exactly what we need. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 4. I can't say this enough. The fact that we got all of them reprinted and we still missing this makes me go crazy. Please get her done.
Hey, Chad.
I'm trying. Go vote in it next week. Don't yell at me. It's so rare to catch you live. What's up, Chad? Hope you're doing well, brother. Best big bad Marvel villain. I say Doom. I think I agree with you, but Thanos, just kid at heart, I love Thanos. But my favorite, Kang the Conqueror. Fabio loves Maggot. Well, there's dozens of you.
Hello, Omar, Melanie. Did you hear that Marvel launches Genisville?
That's Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel's son.
Well, there'll also be an omnibus on the David series at the end of the year.
Now, if you watch my top 20 most wanted Marvel Omnis, you already know how I feel about it. So you know I'm pushing for it. So let's see what happens. Favorite manga? Berserk, brother. Berserk all day, every day. Me holding a copy of Amazing Spider-Man 4 like Gollum clutching the One Ring. My precious.
I love Gollum.
Doomnibus is coming. Remember? It's coming later this year. That made me feel good. So when I saw the solicits for the Doom Omnibus, I said, you know what would be really cool is this long out of print story called The Books of Doom. And not only did David add it, but he also changed the title to Books of Doom Omnibus or something like that. I thought that was so cool. When will we see the offer? We'll do that'll be on the Patreon.
Do you think comics overall are too expensive? I see a lot of people leave my local comic book shop when they see the price of their products.
That's been an ongoing fight since the 90s, right? Since they went up from $1.99 to $2.50 to $3. So yeah, that's been a big fight since
Good old days.
It's just, there's different formats why? The argument is always like, why pay $5 for a book when you can download a game on your phone? Digital has really killed a lot of the physical sales on things. So it's about, to me, to get young people in there, to get the next generation in there, you have to introduce these things to them at a younger age. So I'm all about comics in the classroom. I'm all about giving physical comics away, like for Halloween or whatever, to these kids. Right? I think, even if you hook one of them, that's still one of them that will go into make their mom and dad go into a comic book store and spend their allowance there. I love that. So,
do you think they will reprint Star Wars Old Republic on me?
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Star Wars is selling really good.
With Doomnibus coming, do you think we get a Galactus Galact?
I want it all, man. I want a
Kangnibus.
A Galactic Omnibus. That would be great. Yeah. I think it opens up. We're getting that. We're getting the Phoenix. And we had Loki last year. So I think it opens up the gate to a lot more villains, especially if they sell well, right? So the AMA, that's the Ask Me Anything. That's one of our Patreon tiers. We do it once a month, and it's a lot of fun. We do it for a couple of hours, and it's anything goes. It's a smaller scale of this, but anything goes there. So
Yep,
more
it's the
geared towards adults.
$7.77 tier.
Green Goblin Omnibus. You throw in like the Chris stuff, like when the good guy Green Goblin, I'm in, man.
Spider-Girl complete collection is still a thing, or has the rest been put on hold?
It's still coming. Yeah.
War of Kings Prelude is out print.
Yeah.
Walt still has it for $170.
I guarantee those will shoot up quick too.
Mojo Bus?
No, we do not need a Mojo Bus. What's up, Aiden? How you doing? Would you suggest diving into Morrison's Doom Patrol blind? Yes, 100%. Because Morrison they do whatever they want to with Doom Patrol. And you'll see what I mean. You don't need to have read anything before it. That was my first Doom Patrol story, was Morrison's run.
Hey, Eric, do you have a favorite Cap run besides Ed Brubaker's?
Yeah, it's a tie between Mark Grunwald and Mark Waid's run. Mark Waid's run was phenomenal, and it was it followed up Grunwald's run. But Grunwald had 10 years working on Cap. You never see writers stay that long anymore.
Do you have any idea who owns Love Hina and Ice at the moment?
Ice used to be Viz, and I think Viz still owns the rights. And Love Hina was Tokyo Pop, so the license. Oh, Kodansha owned the rights to Love Hina.
I loved that song. It was an okay show. Noir Wolf, who won the Elvira trade, is it a trade? Wait, what's it called?
It's a
collection. It's an omnibus. I'm reading the Star Wars Old Republic Omni right now. Has its low points, but good.
So
overall.
good. It's the first time I read it was in omnibus format.
Mark Waid is a treasure.
Mark Waid is a treasure. Let's put him with Nicolas Cage.
Was Cap Wolf really that bad?
It wasn't like the rest of his run. And a lot of people remember it as like the downfall of Captain America, because then we got like Fighting Chance, and it's just ridiculous stories. So, but keep in mind too, this was the 90s, right? Like this is when like Herb Trimpe changed his style to look like the 90s artist. This is the guy that, was a phenomenal artist, like co-created Wolverine, or drew the Wolverine in his first appearance, and then had to be forced to change his style to get jobs. And people mock his styles. Like I could show you, the Guardians of the Galaxy in the year 3000 complete collections have his artwork that looked nothing like him, and people would mock him. And I don't know, man. People can get rough on the internet. Man, I know the man's gone now, but it's so weird to people just to see people just rag on the guy's art because he was doing what he had to do to put food on the table. So a lot of writers had to do the same thing. They had to be like, okay, we got to make this a little more extreme. Captain America has to have armor. Look at what happened to Justice League. Actually changed the freaking title to Justice League Extreme. Everything was extreme in the 93 to 95 era. I grew up with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. The art was always on fire, and so I really hope we get an omnibus for Old Republic. I don't know of one yet. I think I've announced the last couple of Star Wars Omnis, but more are coming.
Just finishing the Untold Tales that you sent Partworks Comics.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then into the Moon Knight epic.
I love that stuff, man.
Omar, how would you collect the Howard Mackie run of Amazing Spider-Man? I
would have to see. That's one that I did not agree with Marvel's mapping. Like that's what happens when these creator centric stories. So for those of you that don't know, there's an omnibus called Spider-Man by John Byrne. The problem with that is that a lot of it continued into the Peter Parker series. So it's like part 1, you must go read part 2 in Peter Parker. So you don't get part 2 because that was written by Howard Mackie and John Romita Jr. drawing the artwork. So it's like, oh, I got half of the story. Oh, well, on to the next story of Spider-Man, which is part 1 of another story. And you don't get part 2 and so on for about, my goodness, I think it was 8 to 12 issues. I guess I would put in those missing issues. So it would be like, look, Aaron knows how to. I'm thinking what he's thinking. Just put in the part 2s of what you were missing with a quick recap of what happened in part 1.
Mega Shrimps or 90s gave us Punisher versus Archie. I remember when I learned that was a thing. What's the best Kang the Conqueror story? Where is it collected?
Kang Dynasty. And that is collected in Kurt Busiek's That's his final story. It was like 13 issues, so it took over a year to tell the story. Oh my gosh, it was so epic. It is collected in Volume 5 of the Avengers Oversized Hardcovers by Kurt Busiek. And it's also collected in the Omnibus Avengers by Busiek and Perez, Volume 2.
Thoughts on Charles Soule and Humans Omnibus from Nerd in the Hood?
Yeah, that's a very underrated run, and we don't have any Invaders Omnibus, right? We don't have anything. I just googled Justice League Extreme. It looks like Booster Gold had an armor. Oh my gosh, Power Girl. It was awful. We love reprints.
Reprints of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man by Peter David or Spider-Man the Gauntlet.
You know, we need like what were they called? The swinger, not swingers, spinsters. Gosh dang it, what are they called? The when Spider-Man had 4 different identities, Hornet and the swingers. It was the swingers. That doesn't sound like...
with swingers and then spinsters, those are like 2 complete opposite things.
What the heck is that story called?
We'll ask in chat. What's it called? What are some omnis with Dr. Fate in it?
JSA, Sandman.
Slingers is what Aaron's saying.
Slingers.
JSA.
Swingers. Spider-Man swings.
I don't know. It's just. So what were you saying? JSA and what?
JSA and some Sandman. Believe it or not, there's an important story that happens in the pages of Sandman. And I don't want to spoil it, but it has ties to the Infinity Inc. and Incorporated, and it leads into the new Dr. Fate. Thank you, my brother, Baldson16. Thank you for the super chat, my brother. What would you say the top 3 omnis in print are or coming out for us returning new comic book readers are? I actually did a video on my top 10 Marvel and DC. Gotham Central, for sure. If you've never read it, it is freaking amazing, dude. Oh, it's so good. Ultimate Spider-Man. If you've never read it and you're coming back to comics, this is what everybody was talking about. This is what, it was just, it's fun. It's a great jumping on point for the characters. And of course, Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. But if you've got that, Astonishing X-Men by Whedon and Cassidy. I heard Spider-Man.
Joe Cool said the peepers.
No, that's a Patreon tier.
How's Moon Knight Epic 1?
Good, especially towards the end. But it doesn't get great until Volume 2, brother. We're getting a Volume 4 of that in Epic Collection. That gets into the Mark Spector run. First time ever being collected in any kind of format.
Fabio's asking, I actually come from Spider-Man books and a character returning in loaners. I would buy a collection of
Slingers.
New X-Men by Morrison.
That's a great one too. A lot of people that was my return to X-Men when I came back to comics, was Morrison's run. They did an amazing job. Ups and downs, but overall amazing.
Maybe I'd like it better if I reread it. I just remember
the art was a turn off for you too, because it was Frank Quitely, then it was Ethan Van Sciver, then it was Evan Dorkin. What was his name? He did Extreme X-Men. Oh my gosh, what is his name? He was doing like 4 titles at the time. He did Cable. He did Extreme X-Men. I can't recall.
Let's see. Taylor Toss comment saying, "Do you have an interview lined up with Rachel Pollack? He's trying to get one."
One of her friends who I had on the show gave me her contact info, so I'm going to reach out. But thank you, brother.
Does anyone talk about Moon Knight by Warren Ellis anymore? That was one of the first Marvel books I read that got me back into superhero comics. Igor
Cordy, thank you all so much. You guys are the best. I knew somebody would know. Eric, so here's the thing. To how do I put this? Warren Ellis is a name that a lot of people don't want to talk about anymore, and because he did some things, and you can research it yourself. So there's a reason why he got his Castlevania show was canceled. So they're restarting Castlevania without him on it. There's a reason why there's a lot of content creators that just don't want to mention him anymore. And like I said, you are more than welcome to research it. On my channel, I try to stress, like, to me, my thing is I can separate the artist from the art, right? So it wasn't just Warren Ellis working on these books. And it's a fine line, though. It's like, how do I word this? So I like to tell people, if I know, right, like, hey, this guy did something crappy, If you want to research it and you can't separate the artist from the art, then please don't buy this. It's not for you. And I try to be respectful if I know of the people that bothers, right? Because it doesn't bother me, doesn't mean it's not going to bother somebody else. So for me, Warren Ellis, when I'm going to do like my where to start reading Moon Knight, like that's one of the books that I have to mention because it is good. And I don't know if a reprint is coming because of the things that he's done. I really don't know. I know that there are a lot of publishers that don't want to work with him anymore too. So, and it's not your bad, brother. Please don't apologize because I myself don't know a lot of these things that happen, and it's just, we live in a different time. Like we're like and I feel like it's my responsibility to let people know, and it's up to them whether they buy it or not. I leave it up. I'm not judging anybody whether you can or cannot.
Do we know when the second Starman Omni is coming out?
The compendium comes out. What are you doing?
I got cream.
Actually, could you get the FedEx delivery? He just came. I wonder if it's what I think it is. I love you.
Maybe it's my eye cream.
Yeah, maybe it's your eye cream. Do we know? I think that Reed was saying that is in May sometime. Having people jump on with Astonishing hurts me. Like I get why people recommend it, but it's accessible modern throwback, but the characterization ain't it. See, I love this characterization of like Kitty Pryde. I love his characterization of Peter. I thought they got it. And Wolverine, I thought he was good. He was good in that. Oh, can you bring it down, love? I'm not a big DC guy, but the question Omni interested. Oh, the question. Dude, the question is so good. It's so different. Think of a guy that's not really good at doing what he does. And with a lot of flaws, imperfections. And it's just such a fun story, man. I loved it. Seen Absolute JLA Avengers hardcover going for a ridiculous price on eBay at the moment. What's the most... how much have I paid for something? Justifying it? So I have a rule. I try to pay not like over cover, right? I get it. And it's just not like... How do I put it? It's not a... It's not something I seek after. I've told my story of like, okay. Just some ethics, really? I thought that there's like a missing omnibus though. So, hey, we just got this in the mail. It's War of the Gods. This is volume 8. It's an epic that comes out, I think, in March. And then a new printing. They've been doing a lot of reprints of their trades. I need to talk about that. I have a stack of like reprints. They've done a lot of stealth reprints of some trades. Like they're doing Secret Wars again. So...
Not as cool as the eye cream I'm waiting to get.
Yep, that's
exactly. Josh's friend who works on skin, MCU actors and actresses suggested for my allergic reaction on my eyelids.
So my answer to this is if you've got the money, who the heck am I to judge? You're a grown man. You buy whatever you want to. You buy, if you've got, I think it went for like 500 or something. If you got that, go for it. I've done the same. I did it with Usagi Yojimbo because Fantagraphics have never reprinting it. I spent $500, $1,000 on a box set that they later on reprinted. So it's up to you. Do you think Invincible will ever get an omnibus treatment? They have compendiums and hardcover compendiums of them available only through Skyline. Skyward? Now you just said Skyline Chili. Dang it, what the heck? Skybound Studios, available through their website. What's up, Bavarian Rev? Just finished Runaways Omnibus. Totally overhyped, I thought. You are dead to me.
Which what does that collect?
That's Brian K. Bonds. I love that run. That ending, man. And then the heartbreak.
I liked all the characters. I'm sorry that it wasn't.
I'm sorry it wasn't your thing, though.
As good as you, or as good for you. Reed's saying that Thor Epic Collection trade paperback War Gods released April 6th.
Thank you, sir. So it comes out in April.
We didn't download the slip cases from Tapsy Logic to show.
We'll do it next week. I'm so sorry.
Fear Reader of X, thoughts on custom slip cases.
And thank you for the
percent dust protection.
For the books that you have sent our way. So thoughts on custom slip cases. Thinking about getting them for sun dust protection. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, because in my new basement it's a lot more open than down here. Of course, I'm gonna fill it up with a bunch of bookcases. But I was thinking about that, so I was like, I'm gonna have to have some kind of protection for some of these books. Here's something that people have asked me: is Why don't I put lights on my Omnis? Like, you see people with shelves. I think they look beautiful. Here's the problem that I have with that is not enough research has been done on how that can damage your books. It's weird, right? Because I talked about this and my wife made fun of me. Like, then there's not been enough studies on like how long a.
I wanted to make fun of you now. No, not of the concept. It was just the way you worded it.
Are you done? Anyway. Now are you done? You get it all out?
No, I'll do it later.
So what I was saying is that there's not enough research that has been done to see how those lights will end up damaging your books, right? Like, it's just like anything. If you're a collector of toys, like, those little rubber tires that came with the Transformers, like a lot of those have been like going away on toys. So like the tracks on the Thunder Tank, because people kept them like in boxes. People don't like, not enough research has been shown to see. We don't know. Sometimes things corrosion. Sometimes it was just that they start. We don't know. My thing is like people. It depends. Like people thought, okay, let's put them in Ziploc bags. That would be okay. Keeps them safe. Keeps them away from the air. Turns out because of the Ziploc bag material.
Okay, so you do know.
And the same thing happened with comic books and poly bags. We didn't have enough research until things have been around for so long, 20, 30 years. They'll be like, oh, turns out that this poly bag material was not good, or the like. You put your book inside of a bag and board, right?
Uh-huh.
It wasn't until like the 90s that they figured out, oh, well, this is actually the best material you can put your comic in. And the same thing I think about with lights. Like, there's not been enough material there's not been enough years to do enough research on how lights could damage your books. Anyway, I think way too much about this crap.
No, you don't, baby. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Dude, I'm loving the chair.
So
loving the chair.
How about oh, wait a second, Roberto. I want to thank Omni for reminding me every Saturday to be grateful to have a sequel.
What?
Look, how about you get the I was to say quotes, the comments from there while I download the custom slipcases. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Or not?
You can use your laptop and do it that way. That way I can highlight the comments.
How are we going to do it? Okay, I'll go get it. I don't understand, but I'll go get it.
You can download them from there and then put them on the chat. I love you.
Just log into StreamYard.
Yes. What do you want to avoid direct sunlight? So the blackout curtains, like the big thick curtains, to black out that sunlight, man. Can only do so much in protecting your valuables. Absolutely. Tip. Look up 10-minute slipcases if you need quick and easy slipcases to protect your books. Thank you, Tapsy Logic, who makes amazing slipcases. They are wonderful. So back to this question. We don't know exactly what Volume 2 is going to contain because we have, Carnage. The first one is like pretty much Maximum Carnage and his early appearances in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. So maybe Volume 2 could go into the 90s limited or the late 90s limited series. Speaking of Runaways, did you all read the Marvel Tsunami series? I really like Wolverine Schnick by Nihei. Yeah, who's amazing. I love his Blame. I love his Knights of Sidonia. But I've heard mixed things about others. Brian K. Vaughan's Mystique was really good. Sentinel was a lot of fun. And I think that was it for me. That was it. For those of you that don't know, Marvel tried to cash in on the idea of manga, right? So they started this thing called the Tsunami line. And some of them were relaunched with tsunami titles. So I think for the most part, like all of them got canceled with the exception of Runaways. Mystique lasted a little bit longer, and then Sean McKeever took over the book. But he left one thing, a dangling plot. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was waiting for you. Somebody asked earlier what else read this or lately or this week, and completely forgot we did a book club meeting Monday on the mini deaths of Layla Starr. This is a terrific book, terrific artwork by Felipe. How do you pronounce the name? Andrade?
Felipe Andrade? Maybe, I don't know.
And written by Ram V. It's from Boom Studios, and it is just 5 issues. It's a complete work, and Death is... She's fired, she's sent down, which sounds a little like cheesy and hokey at first, but it's not overall in the book, cheesy or hokey. She is sent down to a girl's body to be mortal, and the story goes, from there. So I'm gonna look up Tapsy.
Dang, Omar, you live in a comic books library. Some days I think it is, especially with the dusting.
No, it is.
It is, man. Better villains are doing good series. OG Thunderbolt, Suicide Squad, or Secret Six. Oh man. If I had to choose between those, Secret Six, then Thunderbolts, then Suicide Squad. Omar, you should make your video about your most wanted DC Deluxe editions to be made. Oh, I like that. I thought about doing that. Thank you, man. Is that Secret Lab Batman chair, is it worth the 400 plus? Dude, I love this chair. I have back issues, though, like lumbar. I need that lumbar support.
And who gifted it to you?
JP. Big shout out to JP. He's a good dude. Uncanny X-Men or Ultimate Spider-Man? Uncanny X-Men, dude. Do you even have to ask? Is it Uncanny Omar or Ultimate Omar? Come on, man. Omar, do you think we'll get the Monsters book 2 this year? Yes, it's in the catalog. Don't know if he'll make it, but it's definitely in the catalog. UV light definitely damages books. Don't use grow lights in your library. Thank you. See, that's what I mean, right? Like, I've seen it in videos, and they look awesome. And I'm like, I don't want to damage my books. I mean, for me, it's about reading. It's not showing off. Like, even though people like looking at my tour books, like my tour and stuff. But that's why I never really answer the question like, hey, do you recommend this? To do to purchase this to flip later. I never talk about that thing. So I never talk about like books that are going out of print. Make sure you buy them now because I hate driving FOMO. To me, it's about the reading experience. So I think even like showing lights off would be cool, but it's just not my style. If that makes sense. Not my scene. When is Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 2?
I'm entering the broadcast studio. Is it gonna
mute it? And that's all you got to do.
Oh, and stop can.
Yeah, there you go. Transmetropolitan Volume 2. I think that one's still not in the catalog. What would you release first under the Spectacular Spider Epic line? The J.M. DeMatteis run. It rightly deserves to be the first. Omar, how would you map Thor by JMS expanded? Put the Kieran Gillen run in there and put maybe start it with Siege so we could have Siege in oversized format. Or no, end it with Siege. Any advice on getting my hands on the JLA Avengers Hero Initiative? I know most stores are not doing pre-orders, right? Like, because they just, it's impossible because Diamond's allocating it. Between us, I would definitely hit up stores that have a good relation with Diamond. Seems to honor stores that they've had good relations with. I don't think it's any secret that In-Stock Trades has, in the retail world, special treatment from Diamond. Cheap Graphic Novels is somebody else that has had good standings with Diamond for years.
Got it.
So I've been really weary of people that get, that have been ordering only from PRH, which sucks. It's not fair, but that's just life, right?
Got it. Did you do the super chat?
I did one of them, and then I'll get to the other one.
So this is from Tapsy Logic. It's not showing up.
You can do it from there.
Okay. Wait. That's not it.
Let me get this other super chat here from Mega Shremser. Thank you, brother. Could it be true that the only love for Hulk got for his 60th anniversary is a reprint of the Silver Age Omnibus? Without going into spoilers, sadly, because some books have to be moved to 2023. And it sucks. But, it happens. Melanie, Layla's Star was only 5 issues, right? I need to read it. I'm just sitting in my unread pile.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes, I collected that book in floppies. The foil covers were magnificent.
Ooh.
Carnage looks like an easy pass. Just had Maximum Carnage from Hachette. Rest should be double dip from Spider-Man and Venom books. Yes, that is correct. Light damage to books is definitely a thing. I have lived in Mexico, warm and sunny, and I have had spine decoloration in my library often. That sucks. My favorite thing from Kurt Busiek. Ooh, that's rough. I'm a big fan of the Wizard's Tale. I love Wizard's Tale, man. Underrated, printed now by IDW in beautiful color, beautiful painting. But also, I mean, Astro City would be the right answer if it's creator owned. But JLA Avengers, I know, but his Avengers run was phenomenal. It's my favorite Avengers run, right? And then followed up by Uncle Raj.
Pause.
Yes, baby.
So do I need to add myself to the stream to show these?
No, you can just show. Go to share. No, I'm sorry. Go to.
Okay, it's gonna.
Yeah. There you go. So these are from Tapsy Logic. These are the custom slipcases Tapsy Logic makes. Now, he has mentioned before he doesn't sell them. It's just a project that he does. I don't know if he's changed his mind about that, but these are gorgeous. Look at that slipcase. I mean, that just adds to the beauty of these books, man. They're great.
Sorry, it's not in any particular order. It's order I downloaded.
And Chris is asking, where do you live, Alex? ¿Qué parte de Mexico? So he's putting the deluxe hardcovers into these slipcases. Okay. Look, my man hasn't even opened The Walking Dead. He's just like, I'm going to make a slipcase, and then I can open it. There is a hardcover for Wizard's Tale. It's out of print, but it's still pretty easy to get.
Tapslogic was also recommending like looking up a video that was like just 5 minutes of how to make your own, like just 5 minutes.
Yeah, he said 10 minutes. Yeah,
10 minutes.
Just Omar announcing his poor taste in X-Men. Are you serious? Rebel by Design, you know how to hurt me. So no news. Amazing. You guys are the worst.
Romer's problem is like, why not sell them?
I would buy. I'm pretty sure that's probably why, because it takes him a long time, and then he couldn't meet. Or I don't know. I don't know if he changed his mind, but I know he wasn't.
Those are gorgeous. Yeah, Tapslogic. Change your mind. Tell us.
I did not tease Immortal Hulk. I said a Hulk book had to be moved to 2023, or some, which sucks, but that's all I can say. Those TW cases are actually long overdue commissions, so I didn't take off the shrink wrap. Okay. So you do commission work. I didn't know.
We're supposed to say anything.
He's not commissioned, not me. Also copyrights.
Yeah, I was thinking that afterwards.
You think we'll get an Omni filling in the gap between Frank Miller's run and Bendis' run of Daredevil? I hope so, because that's the Andersenti run, man. That's the one a lot of people want. Extreme weather and intense direct sunlight and smoke are the biggest problems with books. The majority of people won't have any problems with that. Not at all.
Hey, Hayden. What's up, Hunk Bar and Melon Babe?
I like that.
Sorry,
I like that
late.
name.
Was buying horror movies.
What you get, dude? You know I love my horror. Real shock. No one has jumped on those slipcases. They are amazing. You need them on Dragon's Den. Ooh, Dragon's Den. How you doing, Marvel Bab? Have you read Uncle Sam by Alex Ross? I have. It's the conclusion to Alex Ross' unofficial trilogy of 90s greatness. Marvels, Kingdom Come, and lastly, Uncle Sam. It's from 97 and still very relevant. I have. It's good. It's good. I mean, out of those three, of course, is my least favorite, right? Kingdom Come being first. Kingdom Come is perfection to me. And, Marvels is still great. Marvels is one of the best.
Oh, thanks, Max. I like your shirt. Happy to be able to join the last stream from the current house.
Last stream from the current house, man.
Ting.
Ting.
I was like, we could dress up and celebrate, but...
Y'all are lucky I'm here because we are freaking spent. We are spent, man. It is.
Tyler's saying with Mark Spector Moon Knight.
You know it, brother.
Do you think an Omni is possible?
Here's something I didn't know. When I was talking to David, he's like, I like Mark Spector Moon Knight. I like Stephen Platt. So there's a big chance of that happening.
Good. Thank you, Omar, Melanie. Hope all is well with you too and the family.
Thank you, my brother.
And Uncle Sam was the first Ross I read.
It's good. I mean, but out of those three, of course, it's not like it's horrible. It's just my least favorite. Omar, I have not read Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Yeah, I put up my Supergirls.
Don't you even?
I'm not even. Oh no, I did not. Look,
try to blame me for something.
Being Super is still one of my favorites. I love the Joelle Jones artwork.
You want to do upcoming this week?
Oh yeah. Sunday is it will be an announcement.
So tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be another announcement. It'll probably be the reprint announcement early in the morning. And then at noon will be my top 10 essential buys, must reads for the month of March. Monday will be the Onslaught overview. I can't compare it to my original printing because it's backed up right now, unfortunately. Tuesday will be the trades. Wednesday, it's no man's land, dude. I don't know what the heck. I'll put something out there. I filmed things like Gen 13 overview. I can do that. Or maybe I'll do the Wednesday comics overview that day. That might be good. I'm going to try. I'm not making promises, but I'm going to try to get the Superman Reading Order Part 2 done by then. Cheers, brother. Okay, Hayden bought Hellraiser, and they bought
The Invisible Man, The Shining, Night of the Living Dead,
Splatter University, Ouija, and Misery.
Misery is the only one I've seen before.
You're in for a treat with Hellraiser. Hell on Earth was the second one, right? Or was that Hellbound? Those are phenomenal.
The new Invisible Man, I really enjoyed. That was intense the whole time.
Oh yeah, that was good.
That
was good. I like that one. The Shining is a classic. You're not gonna go wrong. Night of the Living Dead is a classic. Splatter University was fun. I don't think I've seen Ouija. Is Ouija
I know what Misery is, but
you've never seen Misery?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's different than the book, but it's so good. Like, what's her name? Not Kate Blanchett. What the heck is wrong with me? Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates? Yeah, she is awesome in that movie. Scary, awesome.
So let me understand this. Your house will be changing, but the Patreon will remain the same.
The Patreon will remain the same.
PO Box, thank you. Yeah, join our Patreon. Tier starting at just $1, then $5, $7.77, $10, and $25 is sold out with the consultation. And thank you so much to the patrons for understanding this month, putting on hold consultations.
They were great.
So we could move. And
they're the best.
Yeah, check it out. See what tier fits your needs. There's lots of things to choose from, and it definitely helps with making more videos because this is his full-time job. And
it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and it couldn't be done without you all. So thank you all. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of the Patreon. You guys are a blessing. Invisible Man 2020 was one of my favorite. It was good. I enjoyed it. Kathy Bates, Misery's amazing. Misery, I'm your biggest fan. Love it, man. It's good. Oscar winning. Awesome. Yes, it was. I only bought The Shining because I plan on reading the book and I want to see. There is a difference in the tone. He's not a very likable character. The character. Yeah. Enjoy both, man. Do you think they'll reprint Carnage Omnibus? Speaking of reprints, this is your chance, Cloud. Is that Cloud? That's Cloud, right? Looks like Cloud. To vote next week. If you've not voted last year, every year we do a reprint poll, and Marvel is kind enough to say, yeah, let me look at that list and see what we can do. So if you are on our Patreon, be on the lookout for the X-Men, like what X-Men OHC you all want to see printed, by the way, because me choosing, I think those are days gone by that, I'm glad it helped people that needed Inferno, and I'm glad that it helped people that needed Fall of the Mutants and the Prelude to Inferno, but I think now it's the time to I will let you all vote on which book to go, and we'll see what can happen.
Misery is basically what happens if Chris Claremont.
Yes,
and Omar takes him in.
How dare you kill off Storm?
Craig Ryan says that Stephen King doesn't like Jack Nicholson. I've never been a big Jack Nicholson fan. I think my favorite role he has portrayed is As Good as It Gets.
Because he's playing
Jack Nicholson.
Well, I mean, that's he's a very typecasted guy, right? I mean, he plays Jack Nicholson in just about all his movies. And it's not a bad thing. It's just sometimes it's a good thing, and it's Jack. You know what to get when you're getting Jack Nicholson in a movie, right? Like, I know people are like, "Oh, his Joker was great," and I always thought, no, his Joker was like Jack Nicholson with makeup, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still good.
Yeah, Craig, we knew he doesn't like Jack Nicholson's portrayal.
Oh, I agree. It's a different
not the
take
man himself
on the character. Poor Chris Claremont's ankles. Did you read the book? Dr. Sleep, great sequel to The Shining. I still haven't seen Dr. Sleep. We need to see that. My brother's like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
How have you not seen Dr. Sleep? It's like X-Men meets Misery or The Shining.
Let's see.
Jack Nicholson has won Oscars 3 times for just being Jack Nicholson. The man's good at what he does. Absolutely. Yeah. And there's definitely actors that are typecasted for playing themselves. Like, this is what they do, which is great. And I mean, Chinatown and all those. I mean, those were great. What was he in? One of the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean,
he was okay.
What?
Right. Well, when I read the book,
great in that. You didn't like it, huh?
I mean, I like the movie. The thing of like you read the book and you pictured somebody, and that wasn't who I pictured.
Like The Departed, it was like
now To Kill a Mockingbird. Woo, Atticus, that's Atticus right there.
Okay, well that's Gregory Peck.
Whoa, man alive.
Easy
morals, now. And he's easy on the eyes.
Morals are overrated. The Departed is also to me like The Departed. Not that it was a bad. I enjoyed it.
Oh, he was in Departed. No,
he was the big baddie in Departed. Yeah. That to me always felt like, especially when he's throwing I'm going to call it snow because it's the Saturday live stream on the bed and gets the girls in. Like, that to me is the way Jack Nicholson parties. So I never got like Jack. Dwayne Johnson's another dude playing Dwayne Johnson in every movie. Like, there are certain actors that definitely play the role that they play themselves.
Oh, yeah. I like Dwayne Johnson. Yeah.
See what I mean?
Well, okay, Diary Collectors. Did you know the studio promised the role of Joker to Robin Williams to use his leverage to get Jack Nicholson to take the role? It crushed Williams, according to internet lore. Well, if that's real, Robin would do a great job.
I know that he was promised the role of the Joker. I didn't know that, but I didn't know it was because it was the whole leverage to get Jack to play it. I also knew that then later on he was promised the role of the Riddler, but by then it was his choice to get out. Mention Gregory Peck or
Will Dafoe. Woo!
What?
As good as it gets was my shit.
Sorry. Okay. Melanie.
Oh, Mars Attacks is the best. Don't be fooled. We watched that recently.
He plays 2 roles in the movie, and he wasn't like he was playing like a shady. Oh man, yeah.
Oh, and I love Abraham Lincoln. He's the sexiest president.
Where is the Saturday stream going?
Is Obama. You're like, I like Lincoln better. When Obama's genuinely good looking. Gary says, look up the Wendy theory on The Shining. Mind blowing. I don't know that.
The Shining has a lot of theories. There was a documentary Room. Oh my gosh, it's like 13 different theories on the same movie, right? Omar, you just got demonetized. She's always demonetizing me. It's Saturday morning, my family-oriented ears, Melanie.
I'm sorry, and I told somebody yesterday. It's family-oriented channel. It's Saturday.
I hope her and her parents are watching, and they're like, this is your teacher? Talking about Gregory Peck like that? I've never met anyone who's thirsty for Gregory Peck.
He's great.
Room 237. Thank you so much. That was the room in The Shining. It's a good documentary, and it just breaks down each, like, everybody's interpretation, and not so much of the book, but the movie, because it was Kubrick, right? Like, so. Terms of Endearment. Dude, I'm not only seeing Terms of Endearment, but I've seen the Morning Star or the Evening Star. It's the sequel, the follow-up to Terms of Endearment. I've heard it's a movie you watch, you want to bawl your eyes out, but Jack won. Yeah, he played the astronaut in that. I like my girl movies too, man. I know that. Is that a sexist thing? Is it still considered a girl movie?
I don't care.
Whoa, you're on a roll on the Saturday stream, man.
No. I just meant I don't think of things that way, so I don't care.
Omar, do you think Marvel should replace creator omnis with volume numbers? Absolutely, man. But I understand not everybody's like that. There were some people upset that I got to change the Excalibur omni to numerical instead of creator, Claremont, and Davis. So I can smell what The Rock is cooking, but comparing Jack Nicholson and Dwayne Johnson's like comparing Mozart and a guy playing the harmonica.
Oh man!
Well, okay, keep in mind.
Dwayne's just so happy, except in The Mummy Returns, because that was his first, and then he learned. But he's just seems so genuine.
He's an actor.
But like
they all seem genuine,
being himself. And I don't know Jack Nicholson at all, but he seems genuinely a jerk.
He seems genuinely crazy. Like he would put snow on a bed and get the girls in. Anyway, look, it's a Saturday stream. My wife's already throwing us off the rails here. I know, but also Jack Nicholson has had a lot of years on Dwayne Johnson. I'm not saying that, Melanie, a feminist warrior. Are you a feminist warrior?
I am, because I don't think about it, baby. It's just is. They're just movies, regardless.
But some people do care, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not us. Okay, volume numbers all the way. I like the way you think, man. Burt Reynolds turned down Terms of Endearment and Cuckoo's Nest. Barbara Walters brought up in an interview. And you can tell how angry he was. Burt Reynolds reminds me of somebody that was always angry. Like, I like looking at like celebrity feuds when I was younger on YouTube, not YouTube, but like wherever it was before YouTube. Like him and Rosie O'Donnell getting into it. I like uncomfortableness in my
E-Bombs World. That was a thing. Y'all remember E-Bombs World?
I appreciate your version of feminism, Melanie, which is I don't care. Creator-centric omnis are better for one and done omnis. They are, but Aaron. What about that John Byrne Spider-Man Omni? Then you get things like that, right? If that was numbered, you would have had your whole stories. But that's neither here or there. I think it's all preference, like what you like. You sure this isn't the AMA? No. What volume title comes after Captain America by Jack Kirby? 4. No, we got 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait, the Mad Bomb stuff? Then we're moving into the Englehart? era. I don't know what number that would be. You got me there. I know you get you mad, you know. Omar, which is the best Zdarsky Daredevil? Oh, which is best? Zdarsky's Daredevil, Kate's Venom, or Ewing Immortal Hulk? Which one's out of those three? Well, okay. So it's easy to judge Kate's Venom and Immortal Hulk by Ewing because those are done. Zdarsky still hasn't finished Daredevil. They're doing Devil's Reign right now. And it could go either amazing, it could end great, or it could end like, I don't see it ending like him like falling flat. So I'm gonna go with Immortal Hulk. To me, it was great. It's a throwback to like the 70s show, throwback to like what I've really enjoyed about Bruce Jones era. Brings back the best elements of Peter David's run. Dude, the G.I. Joe PSAs on E-Bombs were...
Hey, kid,
yeah, you remember that?
Computer.
Those were the best, man. Those were the best. How many numbered X-Men volumes would we have, though? You can understand why Marvel is reluctant to go that route, but not anymore. I mean, since Conan, we're getting 10 volumes. So, oh, dude, guys, I'm sorry. I know we're way past the hour. You do have to get going. We love you all so much. Omar, did you look at Tiger's Tail on Kickstarter, the Kung Fu meets Jungle Book story? I did not, but that being the last question of the day, I'm going to write that down, that I need to look at it. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody, stay healthy and safe. Thank you all so much. Pork chop sandwiches. Yeah, y'all remembered. Y'all stop. Thank you all so much for being here with us. And next Saturday, hopefully the internet will be up and everything will be ready to go. We'll be doing it from our new house. And
today, you're gonna plug it up.
Yeah, we love you all and thank you for being here and stay healthy and safe out there.
Bye guys.
Keep reading comics. Hey, viva Peru carajo! Now you can end the stream.
4 days left on it.
Do you know how to end the stream?
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Do not hate.